All right, guys, we're back for another episode of Scions. Who wants to? Does anybody in here with my players? I got my players here. Do any of you guys want to recap what happened last time, or do you want me to do it?
I think you should do it.
Think I should do it?
I'm
Well,
not good enough.
I'm gonna
I
forget
did
a
it
lot of.
once before, so.
I'm gonna forget a lot of shit. So if I forget something, remind me.
That's why I wouldn't do it because my brain is mush.
I did it before, so I don't.
Well,
I
here's the
don't-
thing. The reason I don't like to. It's not that I don't like to do it. It's that every time that we're playing, I am focused on playing and not making notes as much afterwards. You know what I mean? So like, obviously, if something important, I'll jot it down really quick. But for the most part, I forget things a lot and fairly often. So try to. I wish I was a good note taker. If you really should be as a dungeon master, but I am terrible at it a lot of the times. But if I forget anything, just let me know.
You can do it if you want.
Yeah, go for it. You'd go for it, Aaron. Let you do it.
So in the chaos of Kalen, Marcel and Kreslin took a few actions where Kreslin and Marcel both kind of pushed their way towards Kalen. Marcel got stopped by one of the professors, and Kreslin pushed through a barrier after it was pushed up and made her way to Kalen. Got stopped as well, but managed to snag a piece of his moonstone. Later, all the students were quickly dispersed towards their dorms or their living quarters, and here we decided to, here Kreslin, Marcel, and Kagu had a conversation revealing the moonstone and talking about what to do with this. While that happened, Essie saw them whispering, went over, loudly asked what they were doing. When this happened, another student who had kind of been watching, named Corvus, made a loud commotion and distracted anyone who might have noticed what Essie had said and pulled the attention away from our party. At this point, we kind of grabbed the rest of our party, moved over and talked with Corvus a little bit, met up in our dorms, and looked at the stone, studied it, tried to figure out what it had going on with it. Between Ocassus and Marcel, some clues we found were that it had some kind of necromancy magic and may have a connection to this legend of the Wraithhound. Marcel kind of told the students about it a little bit, and then it was time to go to bed because we had school the next day, in which case we all went to fundamental magic theory and began learning how to connect to the we. And then class ended, and we are heading on to our next class, which I believe is Herbology and Alchemy. Anything major I missed?
Not that I can think of, unless any of is there anything that wasn't mentioned to my players that you want mentioned that we may have gotten slipped through the cracks a little bit?
I think you got everything. Did you take all these notes?
Oh yeah, I take a lot of notes and then I write them down as essay
Dang.
in an essay journal.
See, I started taking notes at the beginning and then kind of slacked off on the rest.
Yeah, throughout the games, like I have session notes that I'll just make for me, and then I'll look at those while I write Essie's journal of what he did for that day.
I think Aaron has a lot of practice with note taking.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
Essie was very excited that we got a pouch from our magic class.
That's great.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, I fucking want it.
Okay. Did I last time I didn't post your oh god, what do you call it when you get a list of your classes? Oh, what's the fucking word?
Like
There's a word.
class schedule.
Yeah, class schedule, I guess. I used to feel like it had a different word though. Let me post that for you guys. Your like curriculum, I guess, would be what I was trying to think of, but maybe that's not exactly what I mean. Here we are.
Where do I look?
I'm gonna post it in the chat. double check it and make sure I didn't post anything. Shouldn't be posting anything. All right, here you go. And I can post it I'll post it in the adventure journal as well. All right. So you guys have just left fundamental magical theory, and you are making your way through the school, through the Royal Academy for on your way to herbology. Sorry. And on the way, do any of you say anything or are doing anything or anything like that while you are walking out, making your way to the herbology class, which is kind of being led by like a little floaty ball that hasn't really been mentioned previously, but there is a little, like, think of it like a guide ball that is kind of like automated and kind of leads you toward the direction that you need to go for your class. There are other students about. There are different oh my god, why am I blanking right now? Sorry, my brain is fried.
Faculty?
Yeah, different faculty, different the other class groups around. Yeah, let me open up my other notes. Actually, that's what I need
Like
to
the
do.
other houses and stuff.
Yes, the other houses. God, my brain is fucking fried after this past week, guys. The other houses are around, on making their way to their classes, and they kind of are going to different classes. Like, so you guys aren't really interfering with each other. House Arius and House Shadowbrand. That's what it is. I write it down so I don't have to remember it. And then when I can't find what I've written down, I forget it. So yeah, is there anything that is going on with you guys while you are walking? You have time.
I think Essie will ask, how do you feel about Shadowbriar? She said that they're working to keep us all safe. Because the last thing I think we had was her kind of explaining her point of view of what happened with Kaylin. And I remember a lot of it was a big push towards, like, all the faculties working hard to make sure everyone's safe, and they'll do everything to make sure that we are. They seem to kind of be supportive of us and stuff, in case anyone kind of forgets.
Or you
But I don't think
asking?
we got to really talk about it.
Oh no, yeah, we didn't. I think he's just saying it to the group. One.
Yeah, the initial thing was to the group, but then the last part was kind of a recap in case I forgot. I assume we're walking together.
Yeah, you are all together.
I don't think I have anything.
Hmm.
I'm just following.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hopefully we're all safe, and we'll stay that way.
Yes. I believe what she said. She meant what she said. Definitely. And we should take a head of what the teachers here. The first priority is, without a doubt, to maintain the status quo and make sure that the students are safe. I do believe on Mars, at least so far, that seems to be the case. So, for everyone we come across. So, hopefully, that continues to be the case. As we move throughout the school.
As you guys are walking, Corvus is there with you as well, and he kind of awkwardly reaches out and sort of pats Essie on the shoulder and says, "I think she said the right thing. How did it make you feel?" He's asking Essie Trot this.
I believed her. I have a little bit more ease, I think, in staying at the school. And I'm learning about magic.
Indeed. Where I come from, magic is quite prevalent.
I'm sure the cantrips were easy for the likes of you or Kreslin.
What?
I'm sure you had no trouble with those cantrips. From fundamental magic?
It's always nice to brush up on things that you haven't practiced in a while.
Ah, yes.
I need some brushing up on my polearm skills. Is what I need.
Essie looks at Kagu and nods. That's more my style.
We're on the same wavelength here, Essie.
Well, I suppose you're going to have to wait until later in the afternoon for you to practice that.
Yes, so I've heard. I'm also ready for lunch.
That's more my style.
We also have a while before lunch.
Wait, Essie, do you not eat herbs? We're going to a herbology class. You could sneak some in. Sneak some in your pocket.
Not all plants are safe for turtles.
Okay. I have a rock.
Oh,
A rock that's a plant?
I mean, it could be with enough magic.
Oh, I have to ask Kreslin then.
Can I just hand the stone to Kreslin? Not just like stick my hand out and just hand you like a little stone.
What am I supposed to do with this?
Can you just put that in your pocket for later? Thank you.
Insight check.
I as a DM have a question. Now it's been a while. Kagu, have you always had this rock on you? Did you bring this rock to school with you? Did you pick up this rock while at school?
I pick it up. I picked it up at some point.
Okay.
it is.
All right, at school though, or did you bring it from
Yeah.
your homeland? That's what I was.
No.
That's all I was curious about.
No, just at school.
All right.
While walking around and stuff.
Okay. Okay, it's just a simple rock then.
I
Is
just
this
like rock,
after
right?
you? This is after you heard the rumor that, like,
That you
Essie has a great jaw or whatever.
Yeah. I just.
Oh, that's right.
I want to test it out. You never know.
I heard a rumor.
So we're walking, right?
All right.
Mhm.
Yep. And if that's all you guys have, eventually, eventually you find yourselves on the academy grounds near a large greenhouse that's kind of attached to a laboratory. The air is thick with the scent of exotic plants and brewing potions. You see shelves lined with colorful bottles, dried herbs, and what look like to be like kind of strange ingredients on the wall. You find the professor who is running this class. It's not a professor, actually. It is. Oh, actually, it is. It is. Sorry. It is Chief alchemist Master Theophania Zyre is leading this particular class. She is standing up there, and she doesn't have her armor on, which is what's in the photo, obviously, of her there. But she is kind of standing up there, and you haven't really, I don't think, had a chance to talk with her yet, or even really heard her speak. But she has kind of have like a soft, soft voice with a little bit of an edge on it. Like she's kind of anticipating trouble, but not really sure. Kind of edge when she's talking. And she says to you guys, welcome, aspiring herbologists and alchemists, to the captivating realm of magical flora. I am Chief Alchemist Theophania Zyre. But you can just call me Miss Zyre if that's easier for you to say. Or Theophania. Or whatever you want, really. Names are just names and they don't mean a whole lot to me. Today, we embark on our journey into the world of enchanted plants and their extraordinary properties. Magical flora, dear students, forms the foundation of countless potions, elixirs, and even some spells. These plants have adapted to thrive in environments rich with arcane energies, developing traits that defy conventional botanical understanding. Let's begin with some examples, shall we? The whisper leaf, for instance, is a remarkable specimen. Its leaves rustle with snippets of conversation from nearby creatures, making it invaluable for divination and eavesdropping charms. And then there's the ironbark oak, whose wood is as strong as steel, yet as light as cork, perfect for crafting magical staves and wands. Now, let's discuss safety. Rule number 1, never, ever ingest or touch a plant you haven't identified positively. Magical flora can be as perilous as they are useful. Take the stranglevine, for example. It resembles an ordinary ivy, but it will rapidly constrict around anything that touches it. Always wear your enchanted gloves when handling any unknown specimens. And always stay alert in magical gardens or forests. Some plants, like the ambush bulb, are carnivorous and highly mobile. Respect the balance of nature. Over-harvesting can have dire consequences. Not just for the plant species, but for the magical ecosystems that they inhabit. In this class, you'll learn to identify, cultivate, and utilize a variety of magical plants. By the end of the term, you'll be able to tell a moonglow mushroom from a sunburst squash with your eyes closed. Now, let's begin with our first identification test. Identification exercise. Before each of you is a tray containing samples of 5 common magical herbs. Your task is to identify them and note 1 key property for each. Remember, observation is key in herbology. Let's begin with sample A, shall we? Notice its delicate, silvery leaves. How do they feel? What scent do they emit? These are crucial details that will help you identify magical plants in the field. Sample B might look ordinary, but look closer. Do you see the veins in the leaf shimmer slightly? That's often a sign of magical properties. For sample C, I want you to very gently touch the stem. Do you guys touch the stem?
Sure.
Yes.
I pick it up.
Oh, you just straight up
Yes.
pick it up?
Yeah. Which
Oh.
this is C, right? You said
This is sample C.
sample C.
So those of you that just touch it gently, you feel like a light warmth. Kagu, who just picked it up, with his hands. It explodes into a fireball in your hands, and you take.
Oh, God. No.
You're dead. The next one.
Let's see.
And then there were 4.
That's some saw shit right here.
Oh,
11.
you got lucky. You take 2 fire. You take 2 fire damage. I rolled double ones.
Am I burning? Wait, how do I take the damage?
I think you can just go to your character sheet and. Where's your
So
HP in
I
here?
took 2 damage, right?
Yeah, you took 2 fire damage.
I'm at 25.
Yeah, there we go.
25.
You're not on fire, but it definitely singes your fingers a little bit. And Chief Alchemist Zyra looks over at you and says, don't pick it up. She still bashes you a little bit.
I raised my hand.
The one that's burning?
Just a hand. I raised it up to try to get the teacher's attention.
Oh, you have her attention. Trust me. She's looking right at you.
So I'm like, Miss Zyre, when do we learn how to make healing potions?
She kind of chuckles. She like starts to laugh as that's.
I'm like shaking my hand, like, you know, whenever you touch something and just you try to shake it off. As I'm asking her that.
You will learn eventually, child. For now, be more careful.
Will do.
Continuing on. Sample D requires keen eyes. The color might change depending on the angle you view it from. This is a common trait in plants used for illusion-based potions. And finally, Sample E. Cup your hands around it and listen very closely. Some magical plants interact with sound in unique ways. As you examine each sample, please write down your observations and your best guess at identification. Don't worry if you're not sure. The goal is mostly to practice your observational skills. Remember, in herbology, using all your senses is crucial. Look, touch, carefully, smell, and sometimes even listen to plants. But please, do not taste anything without explicit instructions to do so. You have 20 minutes to complete this exercise. After that, we'll discuss your findings as a group, and I'll reveal the correct identifications. This is not a test, but a learning experience. And please, enjoy the process of discovery. Begin your examinations now. Alright, so sitting in front of you on a tray are 5 samples of different herbs. Now, I need to stress this very carefully. They may not necessarily all be the same for each of you. So the goal is to try to identify what is in front of your particular character. For the sake of brevity, you really only have to identify one of the samples correctly, not correctly, but to attempt to identify one of the herbs in front of you, and then we will just kind of hand wave the rest. So let me know how you guys want to proceed, and if you need more details on what's what, let me know. You can use your skills, you can do whatever you can think of to try to identify it.
Do we have
Yeah.
textbooks for these classes?
Yeah. There are books and such, right, Em? Anything you need to reference would be there, yeah.
Yeah, I pull out my textbook and start flipping through the page leaves
I
and
want
trying
to
to identify.
I want to
Okay.
see if maybe I recognize any of these plants at all through nature, maybe? Like if I do a nature check,
Yeah,
will
okay.
that work?
You do a nature check. Kreslin, give me a...
Noise.
Kreslin, you give me an investigation check as you go through your... Would it be an investigation?
Uh,
Oh, give me a history check, Kreslin, since you're using the book. Roll with advantage because you have the book and are using it.
doubles.
Wow.
Num-
23.
All right, Kreslin, you are able to identify... Sorry, I have a big list here. You are able to identify what you believe to be the plant or the herb called thyme mint. I'll put it in the... Nope. And you believe its properties are to slowly, like, it slows local time when it's brewed into like a tea. So like if you drank it, it would kind of like give you like a little bit of a, what's the kind of word, like a probably more like your perception of time would be a little bit faster for you. It would make everybody else seem like they were going a little bit slower, I guess would be what I'm trying to say
So
here.
it would change. It would slow down my time. Like,
Yeah, but kind of how you
Okay.
perceive it, like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it would. Think of it like giving you extra reaction time, I guess would be the best way to say it. All right, Essie, how are you using nature to identify your herb?
First, I want to look at the leaves because leaves are a common thing to see if, like, like there's different herbs and ivies and things that when you look at them, they can be resembling of something. So
Okay.
I thought maybe you start with the leaves first, see if any of those look familiar. And then going from there, I may try some other stuff, but probably look at the leaves for this one.
Okay. Yeah, so you look at the leaves of this plant, and they are kind of like a golden type of color. Almost like a marigold type plant in front of you.
Do I recognize the shape of them at all, or is it?
Yeah, they're kind of like Alright, let me ask you a question. Does Essie Trot, in his past...
Mhm.
Oh, God. How do I ask this without giving something away?
They're fairly nature heavy, but I don't know about magic
Nature
stuff
heavy.
per se.
Yeah, but this isn't specifically...
I guess for Essie, what I'm looking at is like, are these any kind of plants that he would recognize from nature in general, or are these like very rare, specific kind
No.
of things that?
I feel like you would know what this is with your actual role. I think you know what the plan is, just based
Okay.
on what I kind of know about your character. It is called a mending marigold, and considering what I know about you and your character and kind of how they deal with things, it's a flower with very minor healing properties when applied to wounds. I'll type it. Minor healing properties.
Aloe vera.
Yeah, basically, yeah. All right.
All right. Dang. Can I raise my hand for the teacher?
Yeah. Chief Alchemist Zyre looks over at you and says, Yes, Essie, try it. What do you need?
Are we allowed to touch them at all? May I take a leaf from this plant here?
With that particular plant, you certainly may.
All right. I take one of the marigold leaves, and I hand it to Kagu. And
Wait,
hold
did
on
you
your
do it?
hand.
Okay. Just slap it on my hand. Am I doing this right?
Should help.
Essie, try it. I want you to roll a medicine check for me.
Yeah. Medicine.
Let's see.
Okay. And yeah.
Ah,
Wait, who did that? I did? Oh, what
it's a
the hell?
3. It was on a 16 and then bounced back. 5.
I didn't even click roll though.
It's for he's rolling it, not you.
Oh,
'cause
you
he's-
said SE. I don't know why. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, sorry. No, you're good, brother. Since he's kind of like giving it to you and trying to instruct you on what to do with it,
Yeah, makes sense.
it's a 5. So yeah, you just kind of holding it in your hand. Actually,
I'm just
kind of
sitting there
works out.
rubbing it- Sitting there rubbing it on my hand. So it doesn't heal me, right?
Maybe
If
later.
you, it's not. You're not using it correctly, so no.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, SE. It was worth a shot.
All the wonders of alchemy. All right. So
Can I, try to verify one of mine.
you certainly can.
So is there other students in the classroom?
Yes, there are other students in the classroom.
Is there anybody in particular that looks like they know a lot about plants?
Let me do a roll. Okay. No, there's not.
Damn. Okay.
And if you want to see what I rolled,
My plan backfired.
I rolled a 1. So no, there's nobody. There's nobody there. Oh yeah, we need to read out our rolls, guys. I forgot.
Well, I'm still gonna try to attempt it, maybe.
Okay, how are you attempting to identify this plant in front of you?
I'm gonna lean over to one of the other classmates and just ask them if they know what plant exploded in my hand. Try to use like a persuasion or something.
Yeah, okay, absolutely. It's Corvus. Actually, no, it's not Corvus sitting next to you. It is which student is sitting next to you? I'm gonna roll for that.
Got it. I'll roll after you.
All right, let's see what we got here. I'll roll D10. Damn, another 1.
So I kind of just lean over to this person and just like kind of do one of those little psst, so nobody's like else is listening.
All right, so sitting next to you is Alicia Starblaze, which is this girl.
Hey yo. All right. What, Alicia?
Alicia Starblaze. I'll put her name in the chat for you. Let me copy pasta that.
So I kind of just like lean over and like ask her if she knows what exploded in my hand or what type of plant it was.
All right, go ahead and give me a persuasion roll.
A 4.
Jesus.
5.
Oh, it is one of those nights, y'all. We can't roll with damn any of us, I don't think. She looks over at you and she looks over at your hand. She just kind of shrugs, like, I don't know.
Well,
I-
okay. Can I I'll raise my hand and ask Mrs. Zaire.
Yes, Kagu.
Can you help me on how to identify these plants? How do I go about this? I have no clue what I'm doing.
I respect your honesty. She kind of gets up and walks over to you and looks over at your samples and says, "In a way, Kagu, you've already identified one of them when you picked it up. If you really want to break it down." She said, "When you pick that particular leaf that you picked up there, generates heat along the stem. But if you grab it and yank on it and pull it and are kind of rough with it, like you kind of were when you picked it up, it explodes with a very fiery, stinging sensation. You see what I mean? So that's why I was telling you to be gentle and feel along the stem there. So next time, just kind of be a little bit more gentle with it, and you'll see. So go ahead and give me Kagu give me a
intimidation check. I'm gonna intimidate her.
give me a nature check with advantage.
Okay.
That means you roll it twice and pick the one with the high. Oh, you got it.
20.
There.
Oh.
Look at that. So looking along the stem and realizing what she was saying, you recall that there are ancient brewmasters from your homeland that can breathe fire, Kagu.
Yes.
And one of the ways they do that is with a plant known as fire nettle. A plant that with leaves that generate heat when they're touched along the stem as well. Pick it up too fast and are too rough with it, and it explodes. It's been known to cause quite a few fires in its day. So fire nettle is one of the plants in your samples. Or not in your samples, above you.
In my tray? Okay, so...
I'll put the name of it in the chat for you.
Is there a safe way to transport this plant, or how do you carry this around? I'm asking the teacher.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's an excellent question, Kagu. And the answer is you be very, very careful with it, and a little help from magical containers and such.
Do you have a magical container? I guess where I'm coming at is, can I take one of these leaves with me?
She kind of chuckles. She says, "No, Kagu, what stays here has to stay in here for the safety of the school. We don't want to burn it down now, do we?"
Okay. I guess so.
The objective of this class is to help you while you're out in the wild, or anywhere really, where you might need to gather supplies and such. One, to help you identify it correctly and safely, and two, to gather it if you need it for a spell or a potion or some sort of ability that you might have that requires it.
What if I need an explosion?
She looks at you kind of side eye, like, well, we can talk about that in alchemy class in a little bit.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
All right. So Kagu's ID'd, Kreslin's ID'd, and Essie's ID'd. Marcel or Okasis, how do you go about identifying a herb in each of your respective samples in front of you?
Who wants to go first?
Yes, you can go ahead if you want.
Okay. Then because I still have my dog out from last night when I
Oh,
summoned
yes.
him to, well, not protect us. Well, kind of protect us, but to help us in the night in case something happens. I want because I am proficient in survival, so I kind of want to give him like the samples and let him sniff.
Okay.
So, like combined with my maybe knowledge to find out if we can recognize or, yeah, somehow learned about it in the past, or I'm not sure.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a survival roll. An 11. Alright. The leaf in front of you that you have your kind of hound inspecting and kind of sniffing, and that you are also kind of examining, kind of leaves this electrical ozone type of scent in your nostrils. And given that you're a wizard and know a lot about spells, this particular item would be used in useful and lightning based spells. It is called Stormleaf. So you were able to correctly identify
All right.
one of those. Let me just roll. I need to make a roll. Thing. Oh yeah, that definitely something happens. As you are all sitting there, kind of going over your herbs in front of you, you hear Mistress Zaire say to a student, saying, "Desmond Swift Arrow, did you eat that?" And you all look over and you see Desmond, and this is Desmond, by the way, in chat. He is a halfling, and you see him with like these white little like puffy I don't know what you would say, like puff balls, like on his, or kind of around his mouth a little bit, and you see him start to kind of float into the air. And he kind of starts laughing and says, "Ha, I knew this was this. I knew it. I knew it was Cloudberry. I knew it." As he kind of is levitating in the air. What did I say about not eating any of the herbs? What if it was something poisonous? You better stay after class and talk to me, Desmond. So currently Desmond Swift Arrow is currently floating around the room as he correctly identified what is known as a cloudberry, and is now, which helps with levitation, as he's floating around the room. Marcel?
I would want to cast Mage Hand and try to pull him back down, at least so he doesn't float away.
Yeah, so you cast Mage Hand and grab him and kind of pull him back down. And he looks over at you and he kind of huffs and says, "Spoil sport."
I just shrug and ignore it.
I love cloudberries.
Oh Lord. Okay. Uh, yeah, no. Yeah, I think Marcel, he's looking through uh the book, just trying to find and identify like uh what's in front of him, you know?
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think
So,
he's
so what's in front of you doesn't look like a plant exactly. It looks kind of, I mean, it is, but it looks like more like a piece of fruit almost. Kind of like a yellow colored like meat of some kind of fruit. As you're kind of flipping through the book, how do you want to attempt to? Are you just looking through the book? Is that what you're trying to do to find any clues about this particular herb in front of you?
uh yeah, I'll look through the book and also look around, like just look at the herb, like grab it, touch it, like see, you know, like examine it and see what like properties it has and shit, and what matches with things in the book as well.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a perception check, Marcel, as you examine the.
I knew this was gonna be the fucking thing. I spent that entire time trying to figure out a way to avoid perception.
Well, this
And
isn't
I
going to
knew I
make it or
was
break it. This might just give you a clue.
all right. I still do. It kills me because like he doesn't know if guidance is cheating in this school. Nobody said this yet, so he will guide himself
Go
because
for it.
he doesn't know if it's cheating or not. Nobody said anything yet, so. Okay.
14.
So that's yeah, 14.
Okay. With a 14, Marcel, you are able to kind of, as you look through the book, you can narrow it down to a couple of different melon types. One of which is called chameleon melon, which seems to be used to make like camouflage or used in camouflage potions. A uh, a frost melon, as well as like a memory melon. Um, that in the book says enhances recall when you eat it, so it's popular, fairly popular among students. That you would guess. Um, uh, Give me a. Let's see here. Give me a nature check with advantage. Since you use perception to kind of get a clue here, and you're able to narrow it down.
Okay. I'll do that. And I guess I will guide myself as well on this. Which I need two? Yeah, I guess I need to. Or you know what? No, I'll wait and just add the roll for the guidance. I think that'll work better. All right, so cool. So that is, what was the highest? Highest was a 9, so 9 plus so total 15.
15 total. Yeah, you're able to deduce that this is, in fact, the memory melon. The fruit that enhances recall when consumed. Fairly popular among students. Memory melon.
All right. Oh,
Not long after, a few minutes later, not a moment too soon, Zyre, Alchemist Zyre, Professor Zyre, Chief Alchemist Zyre. I just like saying Zyre a lot, if you guys can't tell. Stands up and says, "All right, class. That is 20 minutes. Tell me what you have discovered, starting with you." And she points over at you, Kreslin.
I stand because I think I need to stand when presenting. And I point at the sample and I say, "This is time mint." I look down at my notes awkwardly. This plant slows down your perception of time. I sit down.
Well done, young lady. And how exactly did you come to that conclusion, Kreslin? What were your methods?
I opened the textbook and I looked for a plant that looked similar to the one in the book.
A totally valid way of identifying a plant. But I do want you to make note that when you're out in the wild, you may not always have a book nearby. So please do remember that.
She sinks into her chair.
It's only a small moment. All right, Kagu, what do you have for me?
Yes. Well, I don't think I no longer have it exploded, but I have a fire nettle. And the way I came to that conclusion, I raised my hand up and just show my burn. So, yeah, it causes explosions. And
that-
the people in my village use it to breathe fire.
Excellent, Kagu. And not only did you figure out the correct herb, but I believe you've taught everybody in this class a valuable lesson about listening.
Mhm.
And there's a small chuckle.
I just look over at Desmond. Is
Well,
he still floating?
no, he's being held down. He got pulled back down by Phenom, and by now the
Oh.
herb has, by Okasis, the herb has worn off by this point. Well,
Okay.
and she looks over at Desmond. For some of us. And Desmond kind of just huffs and crosses his arms. I knew what it was. Wouldn't have eaten it otherwise. All right. How about you, Essie? What did you discover, and how did you do it?
Essie looks up real quick after having he's been cupping his hands, running all along the plants, trying to hear them do anything. And then he says, "This is the mending marigold. You can tell by the flowery bulb that is also this very golden color in the way that it bloomed. I gave Kagu a leaf to help his hand.
Mrs. Iyer, I think you may be wrong. It didn't work.
Ah. Sometimes identifying the correct herb and using the correct herb are two different things. So, and she walks over toward Yukagu. Do you still have the? I assume you still have that leaf.
Yeah, it's just sitting on the desk as of now.
She picks it up and says, "Now look closely on how to properly use the herb." And she gently tears it open along what would be like one of the kind of the veins in the leaf, and squeezes the healing. It's kind of like a gel out along the vein onto your palm, and you kind of rubs it on there, and you heal the 2 damage you took earlier. Kagu as the healing herb. Another important lesson to remember is you may not always know exactly how to use what you find out there, which is why this class is so important.
Well, thank you, Mrs. Iyer. That feels better.
You did well, Essie.
Essie nods and looks at Kagu and nods at him.
I just give him a thumbs up with a big grin on my face. Or a smile, I mean.
All right.
And then he goes back to trying to listen to the plants a little bit.
Actually, Essie, give me since you're listening to plants, give me a perception check. Oh God!
Wow.
Got a 1.
You have no idea how badly I wanted you to succeed. Like, God damn it! Why couldn't you roll better? I'm sorry. I'm just kidding.
Was it just me that saw that 20 land and then it flipped?
No, I saw it get close too.
It was like right there.
Like it stopped on the 20, but then it did a quick little turn afterward.
It's hard to
Damn.
cook crumble sometimes.
God damn it! All right. Such is the way of D&D. She looks over at you, Okasis, and says, "And you? What were you able to discover, Okasis?"
Well, I discovered what was Stormleaf
Stormleaf, correct.
with the help of my cute little doggy, my familiar, and combined with my knowledge of survival out in the wild.
Mm-hmm. And what exactly? What was the clue that led you to the conclusion of it being Stormleaf? Okasis.
Well, I guess the clue was that it's used in magic. Question mark. Yeah, because I'll say that then.
Okay. She looks at you and says, "Oh, yep. Go ahead. Continue."
And since I'm a wizard, I happen to know a little bit about that.
Not necessarily incorrect, Okasis, but this plant also emits a little bit of a scent of lightning ozone.
Oh, that was it.
Indeed. Her tone is gentle and not chastising at all. Just, She looks at you, Marcel, and says, "And you? What were you able to discern from your particular herbs, Marcel?"
If I am not mistaken, then I seem to have a memory gnome, which I was able to deduce through observing observing the shape and form of the herb and comparing and contrasting it to multiple others within uh, our textbooks and through quick eliminations, I came to the conclusion that the memory melon is the most viable of all the options. It properties that help with, as the name would suggest, memory and recalling different events and things. Seems like it would be fairly useful for helping with study in general.
She kind of chuckles and grins at you and says, "Marcel, would you like to try a piece of it?"
I don't. I'm for sure.
Okay. So she walks over to you and like she has a knife on her and she cuts a piece of the melon off and hands it to you.
Yeah, I try it.
All right. Roll a history check with advantage.
Hey, I like that. I like that.
Natural 20 for a total of. What's your total?
I'm not gonna guide myself for this because it's just a random check, so it's just a 24 total.
All right. Give me just one moment here, because I want to check something.
It feels weird not to guide myself. I don't know. I don't know. Like the way I've established it, it feels weird that he doesn't do it here.
All right. Marcel or Bigfoot? Yeah. I'm talking to Bigfoot, the player now. So, you recall something, and I'm going to let you determine what it is. You can improv it, you can pull something out of your history, or I will let you introduce something, if you want to, about the night Kaelin died. That you remember that maybe everybody else forgot, and I will let you make it up, and it can be a clue, if that's something you want to do. I leave it completely up to Bigfoot, the player.
Ooh. That's really cool. That's really fun. Okay. So I can pull from my history, or I can pull from other shit, or I can just implement a thing into the
I say history, Marcel. It's anything that Marcel will have encountered ever in his entire life. I'm talking from babyhood to his current age. Like, with your roll that you rolled so well, you rolled nat 20. Like, I leave it completely up to you. I want to give you some freedom here to do what you want. So it's up to you. What do you recall? What does Marcel recall from this plant or this herb?
I think that going off of how this herb kind of moves and kind of works, like there is the thing the thing that's on his mind that's the closest to his mind right now is still like Kaelin's death. It should. So that's where like his focus is, like as he's like reminiscing and thinking back. So like as he like goes back to like the that area and like in the auditorium where we were all in and shit like that, he is remembering everything that was happening and the build up to it, And I say, as he's remembering it, because when they were up on stage, if I'm not mistaken, I believe him and Kalen were next to each other, as like he was the person directly next to Kalen, like as they were like receiving their accolades and whatnot, right?
Mm-hmm.
That shit. And in that moment, I think he now, looking back, recognizes something that he didn't at the time of uh uh he'd earlier that day he'd seen Kalen, like some of Kalen's like magic and how it looks, acts, and like feels, right?
Mm-hmm.
It assists. And in that moment, he realizes that he gets the like the 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 power he was feeling next to him. He remembers like that it was a distinctly different vibe, and basically the clue I want to get is because I don't want to like throw anything too crazy into it, but like I think the clue I want to get is that he remembers distinctly the energy of like the magic that wasn't Kalen's in that moment.
Okay.
Is like, so it's something that like now that he's like examining it and everything, like he like is fully able to like see the like specific sort of like magical fingerprint of this, I guess in this case. Is like he wouldn't miss this if he felt it again. Like
Okay.
he would be able to tell this specific energy apart from like others.
Okay. So what you want, just so we can be clear here,
Yeah.
is if you ever felt this again around you, you would be aware that it would be connected to Kalen's death.
Yes.
Got you. Okay. Yeah. Absolutely. You can recall that feeling, that moment that it happened. It will be forever ingrained in you now. So just make a note of that. And going forward, if you ever encounter something again and you're like, have I felt this before? Is it connected to this? You just ask me. And you won't even have to make a roll. I'll just outright tell you, yes, you felt it, or no, you don't, or have it.
Oh.
All right. Yeah, so you almost, yeah, it's almost like getting a scent, right? Like if you were, like hunting somebody down by smell, right? Like you would feel that again. Yeah, I got you exactly. Yeah, it's a noxious odor forever lodged in your nostrils. But as you kind of like, I don't want to say you like stroke out, but you kind of blank out for a minute when you like in real time when you eat the melon and that just all kind of it hits you like super quick and you're back in the moment and you recall that feeling, that stench of magic and power that's stuck with you now, and will forever be ingrained in your being. And what would you say the look on your face is when you kind of come out of this, when you recall this, Marcel? As Mistress Dyer is looking at you.
It's like a face. Face is kind of like a mix of like bewilderment and like curiosity. Because it's like he comes out of it and he's like the first things he says is like, okay, I I can see why that would definitely be useful for for study. That very helpful. Wow.
She kind of chuckles and says, "Yes, indeed. Sadly, you only ever really get one taste of it before it poofs, and the memory melon has kind of rapidly decayed after having a piece of it cut off in front of you."
So one hit.
And she goes around the room, and there's some a swift talking to Desmond about how he should never ever 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 eat herbs in her classroom again. He's quite reprimanded in front of the class. And as you all have discovered some interesting herbs and here, after a little bit, she turns to you all, walks back up to the head of the class, and says, "Now, class, we move from the realm of plants to the art of potion making. Alchemy is where herbology, magic, and science intersect. How about we delve into the fundamentals of potion theory? At its core, potion making is about harnessing and combining the magical properties of various ingredients. It's not just about mixing things in a cauldron and hoping for the best. There's a delicate balance to maintain, a harmony to achieve between components. First, understand that every ingredient has a magical signature. Moonblossom petals, for instance, resonate with lunar energy. Fire nettle leaves pulse with heat, and when we combine ingredients, we're essentially weaving these magical signatures together. The base of most potions is a liquid that acts as a magical conductor. Pure spring water is common, but for more potent brews, we might use an alchemical solution or even a magical creature's essence. Next, we add primary ingredients. These are the core magical components that define the potion's main effect. Secondary ingredients act to stabilize, enhance, or modify the primary ingredient's properties. The brewing process itself is also crucial. Temperature, stirring patterns, and even the material of your cauldron can affect the final product. Some potions require simmering under moonlight, while others need a burst of magical flame at just the right moment. Timing is everything, and add ingredients too soon or too late, and at best your potion will fail, and at worst it could become volatile or poisonous. Remember, potion making is both an art and a science. Precision is key, but so is intuition. As you gain experience, you'll develop a feel for how ingredients interact. Lastly, always follow safety protocols. Wear your protective gear. Keep neutralizing agents on hand, and never experiment without proper supervision. Now, in our next practical session, we'll be brewing a simple clarity concoction. But before we do you have any questions about basic potion theory? And she starts looking around the room. Do any of my players have any questions about basic potion theory?
She said it was the... Shoot, what was the wording? Like, the liquid's the most important part, is what she said?
Yes.
Or was it liquid or was it water?
Oh, she said the base of most potions is a liquid that acts as a magical conductor. Pure spring water is common, but for more potent brews, you might use alchemical solutions or even magical creature essences.
Okay. I wanted to make sure I understood that part again. Thank you.
Yeah, it's cool. I'll post the speech and adventure journal if you want later. Just let me know.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
No questions.
Okay. He says, okay. Now, how about we put theory into practice? Today, we'll be brewing a simple clarity concoction. This potion will sharpen the mind, enhance your focus and mental acuity for a short time. It's particularly popular among students before exams. Not that I'm endorsing such use, of course, and she kind of chuckles. Now, please gather around the central workbench here. You'll find all the necessary ingredients and equipment at your stations. So, let's begin.
When you say stations, is it an individual station?
There could be group stations or individual stations. I'll leave it up to you guys. If you want to do it together, that's totally okay. If you want to do it individually, that is also okay.
I group up with Essie, if that's not a problem.
Ah, hi, Kagu.
Hey, man.
Hi, Kreslin. I wave at her. Okasis?
Are they like across the room? or is he like right next to me?
That is totally up to you guys. Where are you sitting?
I see him right here. Why are you yelling?
Sorry. So are we
we
all
all-
at a group
Are
then?
we all grouped up, or
Or are you just kind of like right next to us in
Um,
your own station?
I look at Marcel and Casas. They're wanting to group up.
I mean, he probably shrugs, but he's not against it. Like, if you all want to team up, sure.
Doesn't
Well,
hurt.
I'm okay with grouping up.
Marcel.
Marcel!
He's already
She-
over there. Like,
Oh, okay.
like he knew what was gonna happen immediately, so he was just like he was getting shit ready. Like, if anything, he's just like moving. He was just like moving shit together and whatnot and everything. So we had like the space, everything.
Jessalyn just closes her eyes and just like breathes out her nose, just like.
As he turns around, he's like, "Oh, Marcel, there you are."
Okay. So at your stations, you guys see a copper cauldron and a variety of ingredients around, as well as like burners and things like that you will need. Like there's a glass rod there, things like that. So, Alchemist Desire says, Part 1. Start with your base. Pour 200 milliliters of purified spring water into your copper cauldron. Now, the copper will help conduct the magical energies that we will be dealing with. Who is pouring the purified spring water out of the group?
Y'all want to roll for it?
Sure.
Hi-
What are we,
Highest roll does it.
of what? A 20?
D20.
D20?
Yeah.
Yeah, D20.
Everybody roll D20.
Not me. I got a 3.
4, I beat you.
Yours is private, Aaron. I can't see it.
14.
Oh, it was?
Yeah. Just click on it and make it
Aw.
public.
Oh, I clicked that after. That makes sense.
Hey.
5.
3, 4, 5.
Really?
It looks like we have our person.
Kreslin did? Kreslin
Yep.
won?
Yep,
Kreslin it
because we
is.
won.
Is there a beaker to measure the water?
Oh yeah. But let's see. How can we make this more interesting and fun? Yeah. Roll Arcana check for me, Kreslin. To would it be Arcana? What would we consider brewing?
Is there an... Ooh,
That's the recall lore.
I mean, magic items. If you
Yeah.
consider those magic.
Yeah, I'll call it Arcana.
Just a normal roll?
Yep, just give me an Arcana normal roll. As you pour
16.
No problem at all. You pour exactly, without even a drop over, 200 milliliters of pure spring water.
Good job, Kreslin.
Thanks.
Excellent. Now, students, light your burners and bring the water to a gentle simmer. Not too hot. We're not making tea. Who's lighting the burner?
Kagu, you're good with fire, right?
Ah,
I
yes.
take it. I take
sure
a step
am.
back. I don't hide it. I don't hide it. I take a step back.
I will.
I step back.
I will do the fire.
All right.
I want
As
to
he
step
just-
back a few.
As he brings
steps.
his head down into his shell,
I will ask
just peeks his head.
Kaku
down.
if he wants me to guide him. Okay.
Ah,
Kaku,
no, I got this. I got this. I'm
Are
good.
you sure?
Do we have more of that mending marigold, perhaps?
No.
Are they still on my desk?
Are we in the same room or a different room?
The herbs have been cleared off the desk by now.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh
no,
no.
you do not. Do you want a little bit?
Well, I guess since we're in a group, I guess you could help me out.
I'll guide him.
Oh, you know what, Kagu?
Jess.
You have in your inventory, you're proficient with brewer's supplies.
Oh, I am. I forgot about that.
So you can just roll. You can roll your brewer supplies.
Inventory.
Yep. Or it's in your tools under skills, in your character sheet.
Tools. I'm so lost on this.
It's on the main sheet under details at the very bottom of skills.
Oh, I see. Brewer supplies. Okay.
I think that'll ask you to roll, right?
Yeah, I will.
Alright.
Normal roll.
Yeah, go ahead and do a normal roll for me.
Dude,
And then-
go
I'd add your guidance in there.
13.
Bigfoot, you want to roll that
Yeah,
guidance?
I'll
for me?
roll it. I'll roll it right now.
Oh
God
god.
damn it.
14.
14.
14
Better
is
than nothing.
14 is all you need. You are able to, with a deft hand and a little experience with a little brewing in the past, are able to set the burner. Oh my god,
Yo, I don't
Bro.
want to do this anymore.
bro! Trying
Too
to fucking read and talk to you guys in accent at the same time is so fucking hard. You light your burner and bring the water to a gentle simmer. God damn, can't talk. All right. Now, take 3 leaves of the whisper leaf that some of you have probably identified earlier, and crush them gently between your fingers and sprinkle them onto the water's surface. And I want you to pay close attention how they seem to dissolve into wisps of silvery mist inside. Now, who wants to do this part?
What'd you say it was called? Simmer leaf?
Shimmer leaf, or sorry, whisper leaf.
Shimmer.
My bad.
Oh, wait. Okay.
So you see the one that's whisper leaf. I don't know if any of you actually identified whisper leaf, but you would know what it is now by this point.
Right.
So,
All
who
right.
wants to do this?
If no one else wants to, I'll do it.
All right, Essie. Give
Wait,
me.
isn't that ironic? The guy that's been yelling is messing with whispers.
So,
What kind of check do you want for the leaves?
I'll do nature. You can do nature here.
can I help?
Yeah. If you want,
You
are you
can
with the
guide.
guidance? Oh, are
Yeah.
you asking him? Sorry.
You can guide me.
Yeah.
I'll never,
If you want
I'll
to
never
see,
not take your guidance, Marcel.
very kind of you. All right. That is.
Damn.
Ooh.
At
We
this
like
point-
these numbers. We like these numbers. Oh, 30, 20.
Oh,
it,
no.
it gets you there.
20, yeah.
It's a
20.
20 even with guidance. Yeah, Essie, you with the deft hand and a little bit of some of that nature-y stuff that you've learned in the past are very easily able to crush 3 leaves of whisper leaf gently between your fingers, and you sprinkle them onto the water surface, and you all notice how they seem to dissolve into wisps of silver mist. She looks over at you and says, or sorry, not at you, but like as the class as a whole, and says, now, stir 7 times clockwise with your glass rod. This aligns the magical currents in the brew, and you should see the liquid take on a faint shimmer. This brings me back to we were talking about World of Warcraft before we were playing, right? We were doing a raid one time, and somebody asked which way was clockwise. So who wants to do clockwise with the glass rod?
Who ain't going? Me and Ocasas?
I believe so, yeah.
Sure, I'll try this one.
Okay.
Sounds like I'll see about this one. So what with that? What are they gonna be, Josh?
That is going to be a sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand.
Or if you have something that you think it could be, make an argument for it. And when I say make an argument, just be like, what do you think? What makes you think that would work? And then just let me know.
Now I want to hear a fight.
No, we don't do that. There will be no fighting between the DM and his players.
It's tough. It's tough. Except when we're in a fight.
Exactly.
It's tough because sleight of hand makes sense for like stirring it counterclockwise. I guess I could make a case for investigation in that I'm actively trying to like study and figure out the pattern of movement of the what you call it, the supplies and potions together to combine them in the best way, like in this like beaker and shit. Though, like I said, like sleight of hand makes sense. Like I said, I'd make that case for investigation of just I am trying to find the best pattern to fuse everything together. Yeah, if it's sleight of hand, it's sleight of hand. It's up to you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna roll with sleight of hand here.
Yeah,
I don't necessarily disagree here. Just I feel like sleight of hand just makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah, no, I get you. Like that's why I was like, I don't really have a major one. All right, I'll guide myself. Everything. So. What was that? Oh yeah, no, that was bad.
7.
Yeah. Yep. 6 plus 1.
Is that plus your whatever?
I don't have sleight of hand.
No, no.
He doesn't have a proficiency bonus. Yeah, it's with his guidance, I believe. That's a
Guidance,
D4.
that's what I meant.
You got one
Yeah.
stir.
Yeah, I've done one for each of these, but yeah.
You know what? Yeah, you got 7 turns in it. You're good. You passed this.
But
you
are
know
they
what?
going the right direction?
Yeah.
They're going the right. He's not stupid. He knows which way is
No, I
clockwise.
know which way is clockwise. That's crazy. Like,
Although I did think that guy in World of Warcraft knew which way was clockwise too, but apparently he didn't. So, but yeah, Marcel, you pass. I know it's a 7, and that's you'd have to roll a 1 really to fail it. So,
Fair.
all right. All right. Next, carefully add 2 drops, just 2, of Moon Glow essence. Be precise. Too much will overly sedate the mind instead of sharpening it. Who wants to add the Moon Glow essence?
Well, since I'm the last one, I guess I'll do it.
All right.
Also, Josh, this is a random other question, but like, is Corvus here in this class with us?
Yeah, he's actually over there. He's brewing in his own pot by himself.
Got you.
Ocasas, give me a. It's Moonglop. It's 2 drops. Yeah, give me Arcana.
All right.
It's a magical essence.
Would I, if I use Mage Hand, would I have like more control over it than with my own hands? I'm not sure how. Like,
I think
would would the connection with the Magic Hand be more precise than my own body?
Are you making an argument for advantage?
Maybe if that counts as one. I'm just saying, like, if I would know.
I was
that
just
would
wondering if you're
be-
doing this for purely mechanics or for roleplay reasons.
No, I mean, I would take the mechanical, but I would do it for the roleplay just to have the more precise way of doing it.
You know what? I'll give you
Like,
advantage on the
if-
roll. Go for it.
If it doesn't do anything, I would still do it.
Yeah,
Okay.
like maybe your
Also-
your magical essence is more in tune with maybe your physical body is. Like maybe that's just a thing with you. But yeah,
Not much of a difference. 12.
12. 12, yeah. You add very carefully with your mage hand 2 drops of Moon Glow essence. The perfect amount.
We could have used that for the fire starting.
Well, the fire started, so we got it done.
Very true.
Do you have
Good
a
job,
problem with the
everyone.
way I handled the fire?
Oh, not this time.
Okay. I got your argument.
Alchemist Zyre looks up at you, toward you, and all. Focus, students, focus. Now comes the tricky part. I need you to take a single time mint leaf, fold it precisely in half before adding it to the cauldron. This step synchronizes the potion's effect with the drinker's own mental rhythms. Who would like to fold the time mint leaf?
I point at Cresslin since she's handled it before.
Handled it. I've only identified it.
You identified the leaf. You fold it.
What type
Anybody
of
else?
what
Not
type
sure
of
what kind of logic that is.
what type of skill would that be? Like, do
Can I? Does rolling with like against players? Can I like roll for persuasion just to see if it can make like persuade her to do it, or is that something that we don't do?
We don't usually do that, but it really depends on the players. Like, it'd have to be like, Paula, are you okay with him trying to persuade you if he rolls above a certain number? And then she would
only
pick
if
the
I could
number.
roll against him.
We do that.
No.
Whoever rolls higher.
Yeah, you could try it if you want to. Like, if that's totally
I'm-
up to you guys. It's
I'm
your
down to do
agreement.
that.
It's,
Are
I've
you
have
down to do that, Paul?
Oh god,
I
I'm
am-
down
it's
with
a
whatever
peer
you're
pressure
rolling.
roll.
I
It's a peer
abstain.
pressure
Peer
roll.
pressure roll. Yeah, I abstain. Go for it.
Are we
What are we
just rolling
rolling?
d20s?
D20s.
straight
Just roll
D20.
D20s. Yeah, just
Or is
roll
it a
20.
persuasion?
Oh, I
versus,
thought it was gonna be persuasion versus
Wait,
persuasion.
okay, I'm down. Persuasion.
Oh.
Let's do
Okay.
persuasion.
Okay. Oh,
Oh, yeah.
no.
Oh no.
Alright, hold
Marcel,
on.
can you
No,
guide
no.
me?
I'm not. I'm not. This is between y'all. This has nothing to do with anybody outside
Okay.
of you two.
Let me find persuasion.
She
Here it
turns
goes.
to Marcel's like, "Don't you dare!"
He
Okay.
near the burner. He ain't nowhere near y'all two at this
Alright,
point.
ready?
All right, yeah. I'm rolling.
1, 2, 3.
Go.
Oh God.
Oh!
boy!
A 9 to a
Fine.
5.
Can I do it? Am I allowed to touch it? Like, can I just pick it up and hand it to her?
the
2
lead.
seconds.
Yeah, the leaf.
Paula, I gotta send you a DM.
Okay.
Oh shit! We've established peer pressure roles in this. That's crazy.
Peer pressure.
No, it's
Oh.
it's only if the 2 players agree to it. So
Well,
No,
peer
we
pressure role.
consented. We consented. They're consented rolls,
yeah,
right?
they have to be consented. That's the only thing with peer pressure rolls. They have to be
Yep,
consented.
you gotta consent, but
All right. Yeah, Kagu makes a persuasive argument, Kreslin. And even if you don't like it, you are convinced that you are the person that needs to do this.
Fine. What am I rolling? Am I rolling nature?
Right.
Or
also I'll ask.
the leaf?
What would you want to ask, Bigfoot? Sorry.
Oh yeah, no. Marcelo he'll ask Cousin, do you want any guidance or anything for this pod, anything like that, or are you fine?
I think guidance would be very much needed. Yes.
All right. Then I will guide her.
What am I rolling?
You can roll nature.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can roll nature. That makes sense.
Nice.
Okay.
Bro, I
18.
saw
Let's
a 1 for a
go.
second
Nice.
there.
I saw the 1 too, but let's go higher number.
19 plus 3.
So 22. Kreslin rolls a 22. And very successfully folds the time mint leaf and adds it into the cauldron.
See, I knew you could do it.
Sorry, I DM'd you again.
It's all good.
Yeah. Okay.
Good one.
Excellent, students. Now you just reduce the heat and let it simmer for exactly 3 minutes. You can use this time to prepare your final ingredient. A pinch of powdered clarity quartz. So I'm not going to make you guys roll for this one, as you have time to prepare the clarity quartz. When the 3 minutes are up, just sprinkle the quartz powder into a counterclockwise spiral over the potion's surface. And you should see a brief flash of light as it's absorbed. I'm not going to make you guys roll for that. It's very
What
easy
was
to
that
do.
called?
The clarity quartz. Quartz.
Okay.
I put it in chat for you. How about that? I know my damn country ass accents fucks up these fantasy words sometimes. Right there. Now, you guys don't need the roll for the putting it in or that, but you do. Whoever does it, you do see a brief flash of light as it's absorbed. I am, however, going to make you roll for the final thing, which is stir 3 times counterclockwise and then once clockwise to seal the brew. Who would like to make the final roll of this potion skill challenge?
Can I do it? Since I have.
I think it should be called it.
Yeah, because I have the brewer's thing.
Yep.
Whoever. Oh, I would have said that whoever did the counterclockwise earlier.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
But I'm fine with whatever.
I mean, I ask Marcel if he wants to do it. If not, then I'll go ahead and do it.
Go ahead.
Roll with advantage, one, since you have the brewer's supplies.
Am I doing am I rolling with the brewer's supplies?
Yes.
Okay.
And
Advantage.
I'll guide him just in case.
All right, you are guided. So roll the d4 as
17
well.
plus. Wait, you want me to? Oh, 0.
He's got you. A 20 total.
20.
Yep, no problem at all. You stir 3 times counterclockwise and then once clockwise and seal the brew. If you've done all this correctly, your clarity concoction should be a pale, slightly iridescent blue. The surface should be calm, with an occasional ripple, like a gentle thought crossing the mind. Remember that the key to successful potion making is focus, precision, and respect for the ingredients. Well done, everybody. Players, if you don't have inspiration, you all gain inspiration as you completed a skill challenge together.
Yeah.
Wait, where do I put inspiration?
I believe it is a little star up by the number of your class level in the character sheet.
Thank you.
Darn.
Now it's
Next to
lit.
your, yeah, there it is. It's right next to your level.
Does this expire after a long rest, or is it?
No, you have it till you use it. It's supposed to be
Yeah.
fun.
And that allows a reroll? Is that what it does? Or do
So
things?
you can do it to do a reroll, or you can do. I'm gonna do, and you guys can. If you don't like this roll, let me know. You can spend it to add +10 to a roll.
Plus 10.
Jesus Christ.
Yep.
Alright.
I don't understand. Wait, where's this inspiration thing at?
On your character sheet?
Yeah,
I
at
think
the
you
top of your
already
character.
have inspiration. No, you don't. It's right up here, one next to your. Do you see where your level is up in the top right corner? That's a 3 in your character sheet.
Y-
There's a little star right next to that on the left.
No, I don't see a star.
Do you see it lit up now?
I see this right here, and then it pops up special traits.
No, a little bit right of that.
Yeah, there's
It's
nothing
it's
there
it's
for
part
that
of the
information.
it's part of the
Attached-
thing.
Yeah, attached to the circle around your level.
Hang on, let me
No,
take
I
a.
don't.
Part
It's
I'll
just
take-
of
like,
the UI.
I'll
it's
take a
blacked
snip.
out for me.
I'll take.
You
Yeah, click it.
on it.
Click on what?
On the
The blacked out part.
blacked out.
Did it light up?
Yeah, it lit up.
Okay, that means you have inspiration now.
Oh, okay. What
It's
the
just
hell?
it's just a reminder that you have it to use it and stuff like that. Really.
Oh, well, I couldn't see anything there, so I was like, "What the hell am I clicking on?"
Yeah. So it's a little. It looks like a little star on there. It's a little tricky to see.
Okay.
Hang on. I was also making a thing that I think I
Because
just
on the
Uh,
closed.
screen,
question
it's just
about that?
completely black.
The plus
Yo.
10, do we do that? Do we have to announce it before or after we see the roll?
You can do it either way.
Okay.
Because I don't mind the reroll one. It's just that I don't know. I'd rather have the +10. I think that's a lot more like, because inspiration. I'm gonna go into DM mode, guys. Inspiration is a reward for a thing, right? Like it should feel like a reward. If you spend it on a reroll and you roll fucking shitty, does that feel very good to you guys? Because to me it doesn't. I would rather you have the +10. But I'm gonna give you the option to do either one that you want. So I'm gonna do the +10 if you want to do that.
Okay.
Okay.
To me that is more fun.
Yes.
And
as long as you guys are
inspiration
cool with that.
doesn't stack.
Correct.
can't
It doesn't.
stack.
It doesn't stack. You only ever have one if you have inspiration. You can't have like 2 inspirations.
And it only works on D20 rolls, right?
Yeah. So like, if you did an attack roll and missed, a skill check, a saving throw, whatever you want to use it on, it can't be used on like a add 10 damage. You know, like
Yeah. Or add 10 to guidance.
yeah, it couldn't be like that.
Yay.
Wow.
Yeah.
You did brood.
Did brood.
Alchemist Chief Alchemist Master Theophania Zyre looks at you and says, "Okay, class, that's gonna be it all for today. I believe next on your agenda is lunch, so do please go and enjoy your lunch down at the dining hall, and we will see you in the next herbology class. Have fun."
Before we leave, can I ask her if we get to keep the potion we made?
Oh yes, you are absolutely able to keep the potion of the clarity concoction. That's what it is. And
Do we each have one, or is it
Yeah,
just one?
do we
just
only get
one,
or...
just one.
Okay.
You worked
Okay.
as a group, so you only get one.
Clarity.
Hmm.
Okay. And who's keeping it?
I mean, you are the brewmaster, so
And you can use the clarity concoction. What it does is it'll give you advantage on any type of like it'll give you advantage on any type of mental type of roll. So like a history, insight check, I would argue an investigation, you know, any of those type of mental type rolls, probably a religion check. It'll give you an advantage if you drink it before that and
Got it.
on there. So that's what that will
And
do.
Do I add it to my inventory somehow?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I will just put it in there as a custom item
Okay.
in your where's the fucking inventory? Inventory. I'll add an item, a consumable, create new item, clarity concoction. Where's my fucking notes?
Flip the R and the I.
I'm just gonna copy paste how it is spelled out here. There we go.
There you go. Nice.
And I'm gonna put in a description. Gives advantage on mental checks.
Cool.
All right. Corvus looks over at you guys and he holds up his little vial and kind of shakes it in a moment of triumph as you guys kind of hold up yours. Like, well done. And class officially comes to an end as you all head out to dining hall for lunch break. And I think this is where we're going to take a break. So guys, get up, stretch your legs, go potty, and I'm going to pause the recording and then we'll be right back after this. So yeah,
Cool.
we'll be right back after this, guys. All right. And we are back from our break. So let's continue onward, shall we? You guys have just finished up. Oh, we gave Kreslin an achievement, peer pressured, for losing the first peer pressure roll that happened.
Thanks,
Got
Kagu.
Got him.
So it's going to be a thing
Watch for
going
payback.
forward now. Also, just because I do want to mention it in the recording, I was asking the players when we come back from break how they felt about the classes as a D&D, not D&D, as like a thing. I don't want them to be like a. It's not a thing that's probably going to happen every time we necessarily play, but this first, I think they're kind of crucial for doing. But I don't want them to be boring. So, a little behind the scenes is I like to get feedback on that stuff. So I like to mention it when we're playing the game to talk about it. So. All right, the players have just left Herbology class, and you are on your way to lunch in the dining hall. You make your way back down into the dining hall, unless there's any reason that you don't necessarily want to go to the dining hall, and you are all you enter the dining hall, which you've seen previously, and there is food. Today's menu, there's a sign on there that says today's menu. It says soups, There are 2 soups available: shimmering vegetable broth and cream of mushroom with fire root spice. The main courses are roasted pheasant with whisper leaf gravy, grilled rainbow trout with lemon thyme butter, vegetarian spellcaster's pie, which is lentils, vegetables, and herbs in a flaky crust, moon blossom rice with sautéed vegetables, and then it says side dishes, mashed potatoes with chive butter, steamed seasonal vegetables, warm spellberry salad, crusty herb bread with whipped butter, and then for desserts you have the options of floating island pudding, a kind of like a magically suspended margarine and vanilla custard, chocolate levitation cake, prismatic fruit tart, and chilled dream berry mousse. Beverages available are pumpkin juice, chilled elderflower cordial, and sparkling clarity water, and there are a variety of herbal teas. And there is also a special of the day known as Headmaster's Surprise Stew. It has a little note under it that says, all dishes are prepared with a blend of mundane and magical ingredients. Students with specific dietary requirements or allergies should consult with kitchen staff.
Sorry.
So what are we having for dinner, gang?
Can I just say something real quick?
Go for
I
it.
was checking my inventory. I have 10 torches.
You're afraid of the dark?
Is that relevant? I mean,
I think it come from your adventure pack.
oh, okay. And I still have bread. I guess I haven't. I haven't really minused it on here.
You have 1 day of rations.
Well, these are
in there.
yeah, the rations. Yeah.
I think that's all stuff that comes in the backpack.
Okay.
Why does it
Alright,
say
well,
not equipped? That is totally equipped.
Sorry for interrupting.
No, you're good, brother. Always ask.
Ursula knows what she's going to use.
All right. What does Kreslin get? What does she want? What is her dietary picks?
She is a vegetarian, therefore she's gonna skip the broth and she's gonna go straight to the main course and get the lentil pie thing.
The vegetarian spellcaster's pie?
Yeah.
I gotcha. This one right here.
She's gonna get one of each side dish.
One of each side dish?
Yeah. Then she's gonna get the chilled elderberry drink.
Chilled elderberry. Yeah, elderflower.
And then that's what I got for now. I forgot the desserts. There's always time.
How about I post the menu in chat? That might be a little bit easier.
Let's see it.
Oh, she's gonna get the prismatic fruit tart, and then if she still has space, she'll get the dreamberry mousse.
Absolutely.
All right.
Will she finish her plate? Probably not, but she's gonna try almost everything.
All right. What does everybody else get? What are you ordering up, gang?
How much is all this? Or is it covered by the school?
It's covered by the school. I mean, you remember.
And
So I forgot to talk about this. You and I talked about this. Was it last night, Aaron, where we were talking about money in the game?
Yeah.
I believe
For a
little
minute?
bit, yeah.
All right. So I meant to talk about this before the game, and I forgot. But we can have this conversation right now since we're doing the foodstuffs. You guys are heirs to major houses, right? And little things like drinks and like clothing or any really kind of minor items, you guys have that covered. Think of it almost like it's not you have the funds to buy it. But think of it like a wealth system, right? Like, what is it? Rogue Trader has a system where if you need like a gun or something, it's not that it costs money to get it. You just need to have the wealth available for that thing, and you automatically can just get that, right, without necessarily spending the money. Um, and it kind of goes up and down based on different things. I kind of want to do something similar here because you guys are heirs to these great major houses. Unless you specifically say my house is very poor and probably couldn't afford this, odds are any basic stuff you can afford without being like, I need to pay gold, or I need to, get tuition, or you know what I mean? Like, I have to get this grant or whatever to pay for this thing. Unless you specifically want to play a character that doesn't have a lot of necessarily wealth, most of that stuff is going to be covered. As long as that's okay with you guys with that. You know what I mean? Like, if you need a magical item, that's different because you'll have to pay for that and all that. But for basic stuff like food, clothing, and all that stuff, you're heirs to major houses. Unless you say otherwise, you have resources to pull on for that. The food is covered by the school specifically. Like, like they want you here. They're happy that you're here. The food is food, and they're magic, and it's not very hard to do. But you know what I mean. And I wanted to talk about that before the game, and I just completely forgot because I forget everything. You guys know how I am. That's why I have to remember to. I even forget to take notes, which is bad because I need to remember to take notes. But how do you guys feel about that? Do you think it makes sense? Is that something you want your characters to have available to you? And if not, let me know and we can work out something specific for your particular character.
I think I agree with the food stuff.
I feel like it
it's
makes
like a
sense.
school,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess say it was like some type of food that gives you some sort of buff or something, then maybe pay for it.
Yeah. Like the what's that spell? There's a spell that gives you like a big boost. I can't think of what it's fucking called. Hero's Feast or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think that costs like a diamond or something, right, to make?
What, Heroes Feast?
Yeah, doesn't that cost something expensive to
Oh
make?
no, it costs a diamond encrusted golden bowl worth 1,000 GP.
That's it.
What?
Damn.
Yeah. So if it was
Yeah,
something like that,
big
that would obviously have to be paid for, but that wouldn't be like covered under what I would call a wealth system.
Yeah.
So if you guys are cool with that, that's kind of how I want to roll with it.
I don't have any issues, especially things at the school in general.
Kind of mundane things.
Yeah.
like regular things. Yeah.
Okay. So that's one thing settled, and I wish I'd brought it up at the start of the game, but it's cool that we get to talk about it here in the recording, for everybody. Yeah, that's how we're gonna do it.
So is this like a cafeteria kind of thing? Like, are there like lunch ladies like giving out the food?
So you're in the dining hall that you were in previously when you first got here.
Just grab what I want?
Yeah, you can kind of grab what you want. Like it's up there. It's like there's trays or and whatever you kind of need. Yeah, think of it. It could be kind of like a lunchroom. If you want to picture it that way. Yeah.
I was between Essie grabbing one of each or just going down the line, and as they said, "Do you want this?" He just goes, "Yes." So that's why I was like debating which way he goes. So he's probably just gonna kind of take a little bit of everything to try it all.
Okay.
But he's most looking forward to the rainbow trout.
Honestly, same. I wish I had some.
Yeah, rainbow trout, lemon, thyme, butter.
Sounds
Now, is
so
that
good.
that's thyme butter? Is it used with thyme mint in the butter?
No, it's not. This is. I mean, it could be. I don't know. Yeah. Sure. Why not? All right. Well, what's everybody else getting? Kagu, what are you getting, man? What's on your menu?
So wait, so is this stuff like, are we like in a line going through, or is it like all on the tables already? Like,
It's probably like a line thing. It wouldn't probably be all on the tables because it's just your kind of group in here. So.
okay, so I'm going through the line, and if it's like lunch ladies, right? You said.
That could be, yeah. If you want one.
So, I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, can I get the roasted pheasant with the whisper leaf gravy, please? And for my side dish, I'll take the crusty herb bread with whipped butter. Can you
I knew it.
give me that to go, please? Like wrapped up. And for dessert, I'll probably like the floating island pudding. Does that make you fly, perhaps? Um,
Just try the chocolate levitation cake then.
wait a minute. Where's that at? Oh, also, can I get a side of the chocolate levitation cake?
I love the side of it. Of
And
the dessert. Can I get a side helping?
a little yes, the side to my dessert. And then for my
I have a dessert, and my
beverage,
side dessert is chocolate levitating cake.
and I'll wash this down with some sparkling clarity water because I'm fancy. And that'd be it.
Okay.
Then I go sit down and join whoever else is sitting.
Yeah, so they load up Kagu's plate. The bread is kind of it's kind of in like a container with like a little plastic top and bottom inside, and you can see it's kind of steamed up a little bit as it's still a little warm, and you can see kind of like the whipped butter in there, and it just, oh man, I'm making my own mouth water as I talk about this fucking bread right now. Yeah, and you get some of the island pudding and some of the yeah, everything that you want, and you have it, buddy.
Nice. Then I go sit down. I'm assuming Essie's sitting down somewhere.
Yeah, I'm next to Kreslin.
I go sit down next to Essie.
All right.
Question, DM.
Mm.
Is this the same room where everything went down?
It is the room where you all sat down and Kagu threw bread and Corvus was at Corvus, and that kind of opening
And
area.
Kaylin went dead.
No. Kaylin,
That was in the garden, right?
that was in the gardens, yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, you good. The assembly area. Alright. Okasis, what are you ordering off the menu?
I'll take the special of the day.
Oh, fancy. Headmaster
Uh,
surprise stew.
And for dessert, I'll take whatever catches my eye first, and I'll decide that by doing this. So the third, which would be the prismatic fruit tart.
Nice. And what to drink?
What?
What did you get something to drink?
Oh, I'll take the pumpkin juice.
Pumpkin juice. Alright. Alright. And then are you gonna go join the others? Is that what you're doing?
Sure.
I said I want to drink like I was working at a fucking restaurant. Bro.
You want a prize for that?
You want to drink for that? What size?
God damn it. Marcel, what do you order? I'm just curious. Look, this is informing me about your characters. That's why I'm asking all these questions. So, Marcel, what do you order?
All right, we're gonna start off with the we're gonna get the we're gonna go with the grilled rainbow trout, with lemon thyme for the beginning. We're gonna get the steamed seasonal vegetables for the side, and everything to start off. Then when he's done with that, he gonna go back for roasted pheasant. And probably get some mashed potatoes as well. With
Oh,
the
yeah.
chive butter and shit.
Yeah.
And he gonna knock back both of those real quick, and then he gonna probably top it off with he gonna grab because he saw that I forget who for the beverage he'll get the chilled elderflower cordial. I'll take that real quick, And for dessert, you know, go ahead and he'll hold off for right now and wait and see like how everybody else like their desserts, and then he'll try and see what's the vibe.
All right. So you all sit together. Corvus kind of sits with you guys, and he has a plate of he has the moon blossom rice with sautéed vegetables with a side of worm spellberry salad and a chilled dreamberry mousse along with some herbal teas. And he kind of sits with you guys, and eventually you all are all sitting together at the table. Now, for the first time since probably the night before, you are at the dorms, you all see each other and all of your housemates together eating there. So Alicia Starblaze is there, and she has a plate of food. Corvus is there, as you guys know. Dalen Woodsoul is there. This is Dalen. At this point, you would know names. Desmond is there, no longer floating. We've seen him already. There is also Garrett Shadowstep. This is Garrett Shadowstep in the chat. You see Jasper Blackwell there. And that's Jasper. Let me put Jasper. Sorry, this is I'm giving you guys all the names for these people now because I don't think we've had a chance to do that. Lucia Sunhollow, you guys have seen, but she's there.
Yeah.
Morgan Darkwater, you guys have seen. Theron Anvilbane, you guys, I think somebody talked to.
I did.
Yeah, Marcel did. And then Yvonne Brightharp is there, along with the meandering others that are not necessarily unnotables, but haven't had a chance to be center stage really yet. So you are all kind of there eating at this table. Who would you say right now, as you're all kind of sitting here eating, which of you would be taking stock of your surroundings of the people sitting around the table right now?
I would.
Me too.
All right.
I have a lot of food.
Ocasas and Marcel, both give me a perception check.
Why do I say words sometimes, man?
I literally said, hey, who's looking around the room?
I know, but I know. I'll guide myself and hold the goddamn.
$14 total.
Right. Yep, 14 total.
You're taking stock of the people around you. Ocasas, you don't really notice this, but Marcel, you notice this as you're kind of looking around the people around you. Jasper, the young human fella sitting over there, he's kind of got this school uniform on.
Oh, can I reroll? I roll persuasion.
Oh yeah, you did roll persuasion. Yeah, go ahead and reroll.
Okay, not much better.
So Ocasas,
just
you
wanted to make it right.
you don't notice this thing. You get
It's
some
fine,
dust in
it's
your
fine.
eye. Jasper is sitting there. You see him occasionally take some food off his plate, and you see this little like blue head kind of pop out of his sleeve. This kind of lizard-like head pop out of his sleeve and eat some of the food before like disappearing back up the sleeve. And that's kind of what you notice with that perception check. as he kind of feeds this creature that's kind of popping its head out down his sleeve. All right. Corvus is sitting down and eating next to you guys as well, and this is kind of like your free time. If you want to do anything, you
Are
don't
any
want
of
to
these
talk to anybody
people?
or anything.
Are any of these people dwarfs?
Are any of these people
So,
dwarves?
I believe Theron was, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe he is as well. Let me check.
Also, Jess, I'm sorry. What'd you say? I noticed about Jasper. What was it?
Theron is a dwarf. Yes. Jasper is occasionally taking some food off his plate, and you see come out of his sleeve this little lizard. It looks like a lizard-like head, blue lizard-like head, kind of pop out of his
Mhm.
sleeve and eat some of the food before it disappears up in his sleeve again.
Cool. Cool. I'm eating right now, so
Yeah, okay.
I noticed, but I'm not speaking as I got food in my mouth.
Can I talk to whoever the dwarf was? Who's the dwarf?
Theron Anvilbane. I'll
Theron.
show you. It's this guy. I say guy. This youngster.
Okay, thought so. How do you spell his name? Theron.
I'll put it in chat for you.
Okay. Can I talk to him and just ask him whereabouts is he from? Like, do I know what type of, like, where he's from? Like, is he like a mountain dwarf like me, or I just spark up a conversation with him
He
from
he
across
looks
the table?
he looks over at you and says, let me double check. Actually, yeah, he's from. Where are you from, Kagu?
As in,
You're what nation are you from again?
sorry, I don't know why I thought Avatar. I'll have to double check.
We're not playing Avatar right now. I got that book over there on the shelf. We can play that later if you guys want.
What empire am I from?
Yeah,
Xantharian.
you're from the Xantharian Empire. Okay.
Yes.
He looks over at you, and you get a look on his face, and he kind of looks like he's kind of got like a ruddy complexion. He's got closely cropped, rust-colored hair, and he's got like a little bit of a beard. And you see he kind of has like looks like soot on his face.
Mhm.
He looks over at you and says, "I'm I'm from the Alliance of the Silver Peaks."
Alliance of the Silver Peaks. Can
Do
I
you know?
roll like insight or something to see if I know of them?
Yeah, you can roll history. Why do you know? You would know the basics of them, which is that they are kind of like rich in like silver, iron, and other metals. It is mountains. In their main city is called Argentum, which is kind of like in the heart of their richest mines. If you want more details, go ahead and give me a history check.
Sure, I'll do that. History.
Oh,
Oh God, I'm dumb.
that's a one. You're not dumb. You just never don't know the more intricate details.
Okay,
You
so
got
you
the-
said he's from Silver Peaks?
The Alliance of the Silver Peaks. Yeah.
Alliance. And they are rich in
Silver,
silver.
veins of silver, iron, and other materials. Which is kind of what's given the Alliance their all their power, pretty much. Like they've built it.
Okay, makes sense.
And that's how they've maintained their independence as well.
Can I ask him? So I just say Silver Peaks. You say, are you do you carry silver around with you? Is it like in raw, or is it like coins that you guys like trade with?
like Oh, you mean like nuggets? Do they carry like
Yeah,
nuggets
do
or
they carry
coins?
like nuggets or like do they like refine it down to coins or?
He looks at he looks over at you and says, "Well, you know, I have some of our currency, but we also, you know, I'm an aspiring forge smith myself. You see, so I do have a small bit of unrefined ore and silver from back home that I want to use in crafting as I expand my skills here at the at the Royal Academy. You said your name was Kagu. I'm Theron, by the way. It's good to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Theron, correct?
Yeah, Theron. Theron Anvilbane, they call me.
Theron Anvilbane.
And by
My
they, I
name's,
mean my parents.
I kind of figured that. My name's Kaguama, and yeah, I'm a mountain dwarf. I don't know if you could tell, but can I see one of those iron ores of yours?
Sure. I have a little piece on me here. Let me see. He kind of like starts searching himself. I always do movements that you guys can't see. God damn it. He's kind of wiping his hands on like his clothes as he's kind of like wiping the food off on his clothes. He has no care for really decorum or cleanliness. But he kind of reaches into like a little bag on his belt there, and he pulls out a little iron nugget. And he holds it out to you. Like, here you go.
Okay. So I just sit there and kind of look at it, and can I, Kreslin, are you holding that rock still? I would assume.
I'm like mid bite, and I'm like,
I kind of like whisper to you, "Hey, Kreslin, are you still holding that rock?
I'm not holding it. I still have it. Though.
Can you hand it to me, please?"
You know
like
what?
how-
I don't even want to. Just take it.
Okay. And I'm like, while this is going on, I'm just holding the ore with my left hand, and then I kind of reach over and grab the rock with my right hand. And can I roll like a sleight of hand and hand him back the rock to see if he like notices or not? If
Sure, you can try.
I'll try it. Oh God. $19.
So I made a private GM roll.
Okay.
You rolled a 19.
Yes.
He rolled a natural 20.
Oh my God. God.
And he notices immediately and says, "Oh, you want to do a trade? Trade? You can keep the iron. I don't care. I have plenty of that."
Oh yeah, yeah.
He takes
That's what I was doing.
He
It's
takes
a
the rock.
trade. That rock comes from the mountains of my homeland. This is obviously a lie, so I'm kind of like sweating. And yeah, good trade, don't you say?
Roll deception.
Oh God.
Can I watch this?
Oh, you were yes.
12.
Let's see if he noticed. I want to roll this in public.
Oh,
Oh my God.
Yeah, he definitely yeah, he's like, he just kind of shrugs and sticks it back in his he doesn't really care. He just kind of sticks it back in the bag down where the ore and iron kind of came from. He's like, yeah, whatever you say, bud.
Can I tell that he's like he sees past my bullshit?
Ooh, roll
Kinda
insight
like-
check.
Okay. 14?
17 total. He
Seems
absolutely, you absolutely see that he can see right through you, but he's also kind of indifferent. He doesn't feel like he's kind of indifferent. It's kind of like the vibe you get. It doesn't matter what you said. He doesn't really particularly care.
Okay, just so I don't get like on a bad get off on a bad start. I just I'm like sitting there kind of like scratching my head, and I look over at him. And I'm like, yeah, that's not from my homeland. I got that from the training area outside. I'm sorry. I just wanted some more.
He kind of looks over at you and chuckles and said, "Well, I admire your honesty, but the truth is, I'm going to use it to carve a nice little statue."
Oh, nice. Just don't let Essie get a hold of that statue. I've heard some things about him.
Oh, really? Please elaborate. And who is Essie?
Uh, this I kind of like. I'm sitting right next to Essie, so I kind of like give him a little elbow on his shell. I'm like, this guy right here.
Hmm?
Oh, nothing. Sorry. And then I just continue to talk to Theron, and I'm like, I heard, like, I like lean over the table, kind of whisper it to him. I'm like, I heard he could break any type of like rock with his jaws. Apparently, he has a really strong jaw. And I've been trying to test this, but I have not seen it with my own eyes yet.
That could actually be quite useful.
Yes. So just, you know,
No, I could use him for stone carving. You think? You think he'd be okay with that?
you know,
I
that's
got
worth a try.
I got some
You
big
should ask
chunks.
him. You should ask him.
Oh yeah. Hey, you, Essie, is that your name, Essie?
Huh? Yes. He
I see,
wipes away some chocolate from the cake that he was eating.
Your friend here was telling me that he's kind of like heard about you. Like, are you able to like break up rocks with your jaw? Is that like a thing you can do?
He kind of looks at Kagu and looks back at Theron. He's like, "No, can't
What?
say that I can.
You can't.
What?
No.
He kind
I usually
Theron
eat
immediately
plants.
deflates. He deflates immediately. He's like, "Oh,
I can't
man."
believe this.
Where did you get an idea like that?"
So you're telling me, well, I've heard it around. So you're telling me you can't bite into a rock and break it?
I'm sure I could bite a rock as well as you could.
Yeah, I don't put rocks in my mouth.
See?
You've got a point there. I see. Okay, well, I rest my case. I'm sorry, Theron. You don't have anybody that could help you sculpt.
Is that why you kept giving me rocks?
um, perhaps.
Very strange.
Hey, I also gave you some bread.
Oh, his hand goes into his shell, comes back out with bread. Like,
Hey, you're still
thank
holding
you
it.
for that.
Nice.
Pulls it back in and disappears. But sorry to burst your bubble, Theron. Is that right, Theron?
Yeah, Theron Anvilbane. I wasn't bubble. I just wanted a little help with stone sculpting is all. It's just a pastime of mine. I'm a crafter, you see. A blacksmith. And sculptor. And really anything constructive. Or deconstructive. Or building things, or blowing things up. All those types of things. It's all my type of deal, you know?
Oh. Essie's hand disappears and comes back out. And it has his moonstone. That was Essie's. It's like, what do you know of these stones?
On the moonstones?
Yeah.
I know I couldn't find one when we were trying to do the damn scavenger hunt, and he kind of curses under his breath. But I've never really seen anything like them before, to be honest.
I don't know anything either. He just puts it back in his shell.
Maybe one of the professors knows about it.
Well, it's been nice to meet you, Theron. As he goes back and starts finishing his cake.
Same. I'm sad you can't break rocks with your jaw. You have a strong jaw, it looks like.
I do.
And, he
I
kinda
Not
goes
that
back.
strong.
All right. What were you gonna do, Kagu? Were you gonna do something else?
Since I have stone cunning, am I like a sculptor?
You could be.
So I just I tell Theron, if you ever need help with that stone sculpture, I could help out. I am actually I, that's why I carry stones around actually sometimes, is because on my free time I just whittle at them. And yeah.
Oops. Sorry. I keep on clicking on things in your character sheet and sending them in the chat. That's not
Yeah,
what I meant to do.
I was doing the same thing. I was trying to read it.
That's
but
what
it
I was
won't
trying to do.
pop up.
Yeah, I have to. If you mouse over it and middle click, I think it locks it open. I think in your character sheet.
It's not even. Maybe I gotta refresh or something because it's
Not
It's
opening for you.
not even coming up as a selectable thing.
I just mouse over it. I don't click on it. In your
Yeah, so I'm saying,
features.
you know how you mouse over certain things and it like light up red?
Yeah. Oh, yours
Stone,
isn't doing that?
Stone Cunning's not doing that for me.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. Well, anywho, I just continue eating my food at this point. I'm eating the chocolate levitating cake, trying to see if I'm gonna start floating or not.
You do not start floating at all. No. Oh God. Sorry. Okay. So what is everybody else doing as you're all eating? Does anybody else have any thing they'd like to say or do?
I'll just eat and continue to look around, observing people.
Mine might be a weird one that's not necessarily in the food hall.
Okay.
SC wants to. Is there a place? We'd said about getting things and such.
Yes.
I was wanting to try to find like a little hourglass.
Yeah, so there's a quartermaster that you guys could go to. It would probably be located on the first floor, near the staff room.
Gotcha. Once Essie's done eating, I want to head that way. So
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna be first done or last done. I don't know how fast everyone eats. I think I'm probably eating through it pretty quickly, but
Okay.
I have a lot.
We'll do that after everybody's done kind of eating. How about that? In case anything else is happening in the dining room really quick. So,
Sure.
Corvus is sitting next to you, Marcel, and he's kind of holding up his clarity concoction and looking at it, and he says, such a simple thing, right? To make something like this. Do you think alchemy played any part in what happened to Kaelin? he says to you as he's kind of like looking at this vial or this potion between two fingers, like his thumb and forefinger.
Like Marcel's like wrapping up like the pheasant at this point. He's about done with that. And he's like it wouldn't do to rule anything out at this point in time in our investigation. Into also, Josh, quick question.
Yes.
Before I even start, quick question.
Yep.
And this is a question that I would have asked this to Corvus at some point earlier of like,
okay.
Or like, and this was been a general question that he would be asking like everybody in the group and shit, right?
Okay.
Of like what languages do you speak?
Oh, what languages does he speak? Okay.
Yeah.
I get you. He speaks, I'll be honest with you, I don't have a list right off the top of my head, but he speaks common, obviously. Let me see here.
We don't have to do it right here, right now, but this is just something in general I just wanted to throw out that I
Hang on,
didn't want to ask.
Let me look at all the D&D languages here, and I can give you right off the bat. Here. He speaks Common, Elvish, and Draconic.
All right, then.
Oh, and also... Sorry.
Sorry. No. Do you?
Also Infernal. Yeah. So he looks over at you, and whatever this, whenever at point this language conversation took place, he kind of lifts off, like, I speak, my father, my father made me learn multiple languages. So, I can speak Elvish, and, I know some of the Infernal speech, and Draconic, of course. Yeah. So that's what I know.
Okay, so if he speaks, okay, so we'll switch to, or as we're like having the conversation or whatever, he what be a safe spot here? You say it one more time for me, Josh. What all were the ones?
Common, Elvish, Infernal, and Draconic. And let me add that. I'm going to remember to take a note. I'm going to add it into his fucking notes so I don't forget that that's what he speaks. Give me 2 seconds here. Oh. Throw all that out the window I just told you.
Okay.
It turns out I did, in fact, set his languages.
Hey.
He says common, but he seems to be holding something back. That's the only language he lists as common to you.
That's what he says to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll be like when I'm asking him this, I don't think this is like, I think this is kind of like a flashback situation, like not at the table.
Yeah, I got you.
We're talking like this for previous. So like when he's talking to me, he's like, listen, I only ask. So that common, as the name states, it's the most commonplace, and when, as we've shown in times prior, we can be overheard and speaking a tongue that both of us might know, but others might be less inclined to be knowledgeable about, would be more useful just in being able to converse about this more without people looking at knowing what we're talking about in the barest sense and everything. If that's comfortable for you still, that's fine. But that's the only reason I'm asking in this scenario.
Can you make a persuasion check for me, Marcel?
Okay. All right. And I will, I'll guide myself. What do I have to? Okay. So that'll be. Okay, so 9 plus 13 altogether.
13.
Bad roll.
Okay. You only needed a 12. So here's what he says. He says, I only speak common, Marcel, that you can understand, but the other language I have is the language of my house, and I'm not really comfortable talking about using that. He's kind of he's you definitely feel up the reluctance of it, like.
Yeah. It says, fair. I won't. Okay. It makes sense. Makes sense to me. That's your house, your language, and everything. It makes complete sense.
He looks at you and says, maybe we can find a place on the grounds that nobody else knows about. Maybe while we're out in one of the later classes outside or something, maybe we can, I don't know, maybe not sneak away, but try to keep an eye out for a place that might be private, that might be good for meeting in private to discuss these types of deals, types of things, maybe.
Yeah, somewhat innocuous and everything. There are a few places we have in mind from the scavenger hunt as well. But yeah, I think it would be best for us to keep our eyes out and make sure that we're looking for a safe space, so to speak, and everything. I'm sorry if I overstepped, but you know.
No, you didn't. You didn't at all. It makes perfect sense, Marcel. It's just, I don't exactly like to talk about myself or where I come from, exactly. I'm more of a loner.
He looks off into the distance as the moon suddenly appears for no reason in the middle of the day. Wind starts blowing and shit.
Corvus pulls up his hoodie, pulls it closed.
Misunderstood. But cool. Okay, so flash forward to whatever they did the thing. So, I guess my response to Marcel's response to the potion thing. If he's still, I don't know, is he still like, I don't know, like those were done timey-wimey wibbly wobbly shit. Is he still asking me about the potion?
He would
Or, like,
probably,
if
it would still, the conversation would still probably happen. It would be more hushed in tone and more like he's probably leaning over toward you more and not like he wouldn't be holding it up in front of his face anymore. He'd probably be kind of like holding it under the table, kind of looking at it. You know what I mean? Like kind of using table as a shield.
Yeah, we're more.
It would kind of change the circumstances. It'd be more subtle than what it was.
Yeah, it'd be a lot more subtle. Yeah.
So we can retcon that.
All right, cool. All right, so yeah, his response, in like very hushed tones and shit, like talking to him, and like we shouldn't rule anything out at this point, but I doubt alchemical means would grant that level of outburst. In that specific moment, without means of of transporting the materials to him, because the effect happened too quickly for it to have been anything of the sort. Now, that doesn't mean that it wasn't possible that something was given to him, something, a drink was spiked, or anything of the sort, but it does, at least to my eye, seem to mitigate that the chances of that being the case in this specific scenario. At least in my opinion. Obviously, we can discuss this more later and see what the rest of the group and if we uncover anything else or any new information that would bring us more later. What about you? What are your thoughts?
I don't really have many thoughts, to be honest with you, Marcel. Where I come from, it's not unusual for people to be murdered or killed or stolen away in the night, even. So, and there's a variety of ways to do all of those things. So, I've never heard of one like this. I just know that, and it bothers me. So, I want to figure out what happened and why. Let's keep our ears open, huh?
Yes, indeed. Because I'm finishing off the pheasant fed that's done now, and I'm just like moving on to and I'm like, I'm looking to see if everybody's like finished their dessert and shit, or if like, or who hasn't like finished all their fucking food and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So who didn't finish their food?
Yeah. Which of you didn't finish eating all your food?
I finished all mine.
I didn't go for the last dessert.
I did.
Is that why you rolled?
FC ate so much fucking food, man.
I wrote a Constitution saving throw to make sure if I did or not.
He ate one of everything. This man is a unit.
I wanted to see. I feel like 19 is pretty good.
Yeah.
I think I made it.
Oh, you definitely did. What about you, Okassis? Do you eat everything?
Yes.
Well, by the way, Okassis, did you want to know what the actual surprise stew was?
Sure.
When you bit into it, you would have recognized it. It, as you kind of start eating into it, it is in fact what is called chromatic chameleon chowder. It is a thick and hearty stew that is a vibrant concoction that slowly shifts through a rainbow of colors as it is eaten. The base of it is a rich, creamy broth infused with essence of chameleon moss, giving it color-changing properties. The main ingredients include tender chunks of white fish, colorful vegetables like carrots, purple potatoes, and green peas, and chewy pearl barley for texture. It is seasoned with a blend of aromatic herbs and spices, including a pinch of powdered mirror bloom for an extra magical shimmer. Each spoonful is a different color from the last.
Basically, the second rainbow-colored food I have.
Yeah, I thought it was hilarious that you went for that.
I sense a theme.
All right. Everybody has eaten. Essie wants to go and get an hourglass. So, Essie, you kind of finish before everybody else. How do you do? Do you just get up and go, or?
I'll look around at everyone and say that I need to find something.
Okay.
I believe they may have it downstairs. I'm gonna check with the quartermaster.
Mm-hmm.
What do you need to find?
I need an hourglass.
I'll follow you. I want to see what's
Ooh,
around
okay.
here, what rooms there are.
Yeah. Is it alright if I follow you as well?
Oh, yeah, you're all welcome. Kagu, you can even bring your bread.
Defining
Sure.
character trait.
I'll follow you. Um, like this bread's in the little container, right? I just stuff it in my
You're like
bag.
Tupperware.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys.
God,
You guys have like the bags and backpacks, by the way. So, yeah, you have them in your inventory, so you don't even have to be like, I'm gonna stick it in my bag. You totally can.
So what was it that I had? The crusty herb bread with whipped butter.
Yeah.
Yum. What's the expiration date?
Fucking, I don't know, but you're making me hungry when you talk about it.
Well, I stuffed that in my bag and follow.
Alrighty.
Marcel's he's gonna chill out, and he's actually gonna like try and like talk to like like as y'all hit him up, he'll be like, all right, when you want help find it, I guess like let me know where the quartermaster's office is when y'all get back, because I have no idea and everything. And like he wants to like talk to like all the other students and shit. Like he's talked to Thera, and like we had a good conversation, but like we haven't really talked to like what were their names, like Jasper and fucking what's her name, Lucy or Lucille, like the tiefling, the red tiefling girl, David and shit. Like he wants to like start like the other people that I assume were like at the table, but like were really like talking, or like maybe they were having their own conversations and shit and everything. He's trying to like start getting to know everybody and shit. Like
I got you. All right. We're gonna focus on Essie Try and his group first. So Essie and most of the party go out into the first floor, and you guys are kind of gonna explore around the first floor academy room till you find the quartermaster. You know there's gonna be one on the first floor somewhere. So you're kind of walking around and you stick your head in a few rooms. So along with the rooms that you've already discovered on the first floor, which I believe. Oh, what? Does anybody remember what rooms you guys have been into on the first floor?
The arcane studies was on the first floor.
Okay, arcane studies, and I think that's the only
and
other
I
one,
bel-
right? Great
When-
Hall,
I-
entrance hall.
the what's it called, the like the nature area,
The garden.
the garden, yes.
The garden.
I
The
was
garden's
look- I was-
outside, technically on the grounds, but yeah.
right on the grounds and shit, but yeah, like for
Okay.
one, I guess.
All right, so you guys are exploring around on the first floor, and you do find one room that has. So you stick your heads in a room, and you see walls of aged stone and floors of well-worn oak. This classroom has a distinctly militaristic feel to it, with large maps. Tactical diagrams adorn the walls. It details landscapes, territories of the realm. There appear to be smaller tables arranged in a semicircle, facing the prominent lectern of a dark iron cast. Here you can see that professors use carved terrain pieces and miniature figures to demonstrate battle formations, siege tactics, and strategic maneuvers. There is a sideboard that holds an impressive collection of antique weapons, from swords and axes to exotic imports used for hands-on object lessons. No doubt many legendary commanders and brilliant strategists have honed their skills in this very room. This is the strategy and tactics room that you guys have found.
Wow. Kagu, this place is great.
Yes. Do you see all these weapons on the wall?
Yes. But no hourglass. As he
Yes.
turns
No
around and walks
hourglass.
out.
Okay.
Can I just like linger there and kind of like look at the? Are we in the room? Are we allowed in the room?
I don't know. Are you? There's nobody around.
Well, I just step in and try to like kind of get like if they left like some sort of battle formation on the little map thingy, just to like kind of like study it.
Okay. Yeah. Give me a. Damn. That moment I want to call for a military tactics roll. Give me a. What could we use here?
Investigation?
Oh, no, I don't think it'd be investigation. It'd probably be a history.
History. Yeah, I agree.
I was
with
gonna say
history.
performance, but history does sound good.
Can I also do a check here because I'm proficient with chess? So is it like strategic?
Strategic.
Yeah, like similar enough. If
So
not,
you want?
I would also do history.
Am I
Yeah.
rolling history?
Yeah, go ahead. You go ahead and roll history.
Okay. Oh God. 4.
I'll do too.
Unfortunately,
Dang.
Kagu, you don't recognize any of the battle formation. Okasis, you can see that what is laid out on the table is an example of what is known as the Defense of the Peaks. So the Alliance of the Silver Peaks at one point in history was attacked by the Pyraster Empire, and they still don't have exactly the greatest. Sorry, the Kingdom of Pyraster, not the Pyraster Empire. The Kingdom of Pyraster. That they still don't even really have the best relationship, but the battle formation that you see before you is one that the peaks use to hold off Pyraster's. Let me open up my Pyraster history here. To hold off the Pyraster. That moment you make so many details you can't find what you're fucking looking for. Jesus Christ.
And you send it to me later as well?
Yeah, I'll do that. The Pyraster great-handed sword users, that they have a name that I can't find. I'll give you the name later. But they use these gigantic great swords that are extremely deadly up close. But the Alliance of the Silver Peaks, since they were being invaded by Pyraster, were able to employ this strategy of like holding them back using big type of boulders and putting their formations in the correct positions. Here you can see that the formation isn't quite complete. And Okasis, if you want to, you could move a piece of the board here to move a few pieces around and have the formation completed correctly on the board if you want to.
Yeah, sure. I'll do that. Solve the not puzzle, but yeah. I'll do it.
Yeah. So Okasis, you move a piece here, a piece there, and you will have completed the formation that as it was used.
Can I roll a history check again to see, since it's now completed, that if I recognize it now? Just
Sure. Yeah,
to
you can
see.
see if you can recognize it now.
Okay. History again, right?
Yeah.
11.
11.
Better.
You probably still don't recognize it, to be honest with you. You can see with an 11, you see the beauty of the formation as a martial type class. You can see like what they're going for here. But in history, you don't recall what it would be from. You wouldn't recall that it's from like the Alliance Silver Peaks war with Pyraster.
Okay.
But you would recognize the brilliance of the strategy in using it to hold positions here and here and here and there. And using
So
that.
while Ocasis is just like moving pieces, I'm like kind of gesturing and like I'm going like, oh, ah, and then kind of like scratch my head as he finishes, and I'm like, still nothing.
Ocassus, a few moments after you finish it, the board, like all the pieces, kind of magically shimmer out of existence as you finished it, and the warboard is currently blank.
That's
Wait.
interesting.
Did those just disappear? Is that what happened?
Yep.
Yeah. So I kind of like say that to Ocasis then.
Oh, gotcha.
It seems so. I sadly do not have detect magic prepared. I'll look around the room just to see if I can see if they just teleported to a desk or somewhere else in the room, or just disappeared
Nope.
completely.
There's nothing else in the room. Everything is the same as it was before. There's nothing moved or changed. It's just the board has been completed, so it is
Alright.
depowered, basically. Yeah.
Then, yeah, I'll just say that's interesting and turn around.
Definitely. I just follow him out the door, I guess.
What was that room called again?
The strategy and tactics room. Room 5 would be one of the rooms.
First floor, right?
First floor. Yep.
Got it.
All right. You all kind of rejoin back together as so Okasis and Kagu stayed in the room. Kreslin and Essie continued walking, correct? Or what were you guys doing while they were in the room?
I'm just following Essie.
Yeah, I turned looking for the quartermaster place.
Okay. So Essie keeps kind of walking around and he sticks his head in another room and you see a room with a soaring arched ceiling and tall windows. This bright and airy classroom allows lectures on the natural world. There are plentiful bookshelves brimming with leather-bound tomes on biology, astronomy, mathematics, and philosophical sciences line the walls. The large windows overlook some of the Academy's gardens and terrariums, allowing a glimpse of the living subjects discussed within. An ornate celestial armillary sphere rests alongside a lectern, while glass cabinets display intricate scientific instruments and jarred specimens. Here, use can explore the deep complexities and empirical study of the wonders of existence itself. This is the Natural Philosophy Lecture Room. And if you're wondering what an armillary sphere is, I don't even know if I'm saying it correctly. It is one of these things. I'm sure we've all seen one here or there. I put it in Discord chat.
Ah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like one of those. So this is the Natural Philosophy Lecture Room.
Wait, where'd you post it?
Discord chat and general chat, Scions.
Oh, okay.
So that's we've all seen those. I don't know if we all ever realized that they had a fucking name, but apparently they do.
Yeah, I never heard the name.
Yeah, I'm probably even saying it wrong. I don't even know if that's how you say it correctly.
So what was this again? Philosophy?
Natural Philosophy Lecture Room. Natural Philosophy Lecture Room. I will put it in the chat for you guys. Gang, when I tell you I've built out this academy, I ain't lying.
Shit.
I like it.
Okay.
Essie looks around, like, no hourglass.
What if we just ask? You know? Because what time is it?
Do you? I don't know.
You still have some time.
I just don't want to be late for our next class.
Isn't there like a bell? Or is there no bell?
I mean, there's not a bell, but like one of the
The
so
little orbs?
yeah, so like going around the academy are these little orbs that you could like ask directions from or any of that. Yeah.
Oh, do I
Yes.
see one of those? Let's ask one of those orbs.
You should ask.
Excuse me, orb? Do you
It
know
kind of,
where the quartermaster is?
It kind of looks at you as you trot and kind of R2D2 whistles and like hums at you. I can't do that, but it kind of does that, and it kind of does like a little thumbs up on its on like a not like a screen, but like it kind of like shows this thumbs up magical symbol. Like, yeah, I know, like follow me, and it kind of takes off down a hallway. Right as you guys start walking, this is probably when Alcasas and Kagu catch up to the group, and you are, I'm assuming, following the orb at this point.
All right. I look back at Kreslin and say, I guess that way?
Better get to it.
Start walking.
It leads you down a hallway and a turn here and a turn there, and you are in front of what would be like, how do you describe this? Like, think a desk, and there's shelving behind it, and there's various items on it, and you see standing there the groundskeeper, named Old Edric. Old Edric is there. He's here in chat. That's him, if you don't remember him.
Yes.
And he is messing around with some of the stuff behind the desk, and he kind of turns and sees you and says, "Ah, I see I have some visitors today. Can I help you with something, youngsters?"
Yes, I'm trying to find an hourglass.
An hourglass. Well, I'm sure I have one of those. And he starts messing around under one of the under like the table and like messing. You hear him shuffling around. No, not that. Do you know what size you need, son?
Oh, nothing too big.
Nothing too big. Let me see here.
Something fairly portable?
Well, pocket size? You need pocket size? Is that what you want? Would you like a wrist one? I have a wrist one over here. You could just strap it right on, almost like a clock.
Wrist hourglass?
That sounds interesting.
Do you have to
perhaps
switch
something
arms?
a little
reset
bigger. Switch arms. Oh.
Yeah. Like, for it to turn?
Maybe you just, I don't know. Edric, how's that one work?
Oh, I'll show you, Sonny. Let me. He kind of moves something over, and you hear something shatter, and he says, "Ah, confound it."
I don't want that one.
So he stands up, and what he has is like, it looks like a piece of a leather strap, and it has on it like a small hourglass, right? And it can turn. It can turn up or down on the side there. And he says, "See, it's magically enchanted, so it don't get messed up when you turn it. So even if you turn it upside down, the sand still keeps going in the correct direction. You see here?"
Wow. This works perfect.
Excellent.
Is there? Do you need anything for this? Or
Nah, son, nah. It's covered by the academy. The only thing is that, once you don't need it anymore, it'd be kind of you to return it, if you don't mind.
I'll do my best.
Excellent. Can I help you with anything else? We have backpacks, rope, lanterns, oil, flint, steel, bedrolls, blankets, water skins, canteens, basic writing supplies, chalk, Small mirrors, soap, personal hygiene items, basic first aid supplies, sewing kits, whetstones, sharpening blades, and he kind of keeps rambling on off all these things. Cooking utensils, crowbars, hammers, grappling hooks, any of those types of things for you, son?
I may need some first aid for my friend Kagu.
You have read my mind. That's what I was looking
Oh,
for.
Kagu, you're here.
Yes, I'm right here.
Oh, he's right here. He can take it for him.
Basic
Yes.
first aid kit right here. Here you go, son. It has bandages and splints in it.
Bandages and splints. Okay. Do you have anything that could preserve food?
You mean like a bag of colding?
Sure. Yes.
What?
A bag of coaling.
Yeah, a bag of colding. Unfortunately, we don't have that type of magic available to students. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, darn. Okay.
Oh, old Eldrick, do you reach my hand into my shell? I pull out my moonstone. What do you know about these stones?
Oh, the moonstones. Yeah, but give me one second here.
All right. Oh, do any of you guys need anything while we're here? Looks like
Actually-
Process and Kreslin.
Yes. If you have any empty vials.
Empty vials? Yeah, I have empty vials. Yeah. Here we go.
I'll take some off your hands. Thank you.
Do you
I'll
have any
take-
full vials?
Full vials. Full of what?
I don't know.
healing.
You're leaving that open ended. He could
Do
give
you
me
have
anything.
any? I know, that's what I'm saying. Just anything. I was just wondering what you had.
Just give me everything.
He's got a little bit. Anything that's mundane, he's probably got it. You know, it's kind of like the
Okay.
Was anybody else asking for anything before the moonstones?
Yes. Well, depending before or after, I'll ask for a pocket watch
Pocket watch.
or anything that tells the time.
Like a timekeeper? Yeah, I got you.
Yes.
He says, yes, I have a pocket watch right here, son, right here. He
Thank
reaches
you.
in there and says, yeah, moonstones. Let me just, old Edric's been around a long time. He says, you know, in the earliest days of magic, when the world was still young and the boundaries between the mortal realm and the celestial planes were thin, they say there came a night when 7 moons aligned in the sky. This is obviously a rare celestial event, and it bathed the world in otherworldly light. Where the moonbeams touched the earth, they crystallized into what we now call moonstones. What you have here, son, it's not a genuine moonstone, but it's kind of like in the vein of those particular items. Often hid around the school as part of the scavenger hunt, as a fun little item for students to find, and those that find it are honored. Here as like a little bit of fun by the professors. He continues on. The original moonstones were known as the Primal Seven, and they're said to be imbued with immense magical power. And each one resonated with different aspects of lunar magic. There was the Stone of the Tides, the Stone of the Shadows, the Stone of Renewal, the Stone of Dreams, the Stone of Phases, the Stone of Gravity, and the Stone of Clarity. It was said that ancient wizards and druids fought over these artifacts, leading to a period known as the Lunar Wars. These conflicts only ended when a council of the wisest mages decided to hide the Primal Seven, scattering them across the world and beyond. Since then, the Primal Seven have been lost, I'm afraid. Or maybe for the good of everybody, that they can't be found ever again, maybe. What you have here, that's not one of these. This is just, yeah.
Like
Fun.
a replica.
Exactly. A replica.
So what's the? Why did they give us these moonstones for? Is it just like a trophy, or is there a meaning behind it?
It's just something the professors do when new students arrive. It's just a chance for those that find them to kind of be honored, like I said, during the event like the other night. Well, not exactly like the other night. That poor boy. He kind of shakes his head.
Hmm.
So, you said the Primal Seven were the tides, shadow, renewal, dreams, gravity, clarity, and what was the seventh?
Phases.
Phases. Okay. And were our moonstones kind of like what's the word? Kind of like replicas of those, or was it just like kind of like a birthstone type thing where it's just like a random stone?
Well, to be honest, son, I don't think most of us know what the original primal stones even look like.
Oh, okay. Well,
Other than they were supposedly much bigger than this. It kind of holds up the moonstone.
gotcha. So, do we need anything else from here?
Hmm. Trying to think if I want to say anything else about anything. It was a shame what happened to that poor boy. Did you have any thoughts on the events that unfolded last night?
The only thoughts I have are sadness for his family and for him. You know, his sister, when she went home with his body, along with his aunt, I believe. Was the Lucy? I think so.
What, the general?
Yeah. So she's not here right now. You know, she went home for the burial.
Oh.
That's probably why you haven't seen her around, even if you've looked.
Did we know her name?
The sister,
Yeah.
Kaylin. I think
so.
you did. Her name is, yeah, you knew it. I'm pretty sure. Her name is Casilia Yindar.
So,
I can put it in the chat.
Oh, and Vice Captain Luisa.
Vice Captain
aunt.
Luisa. Yep.
I remember something about that.
Now, remind me, were Kaylin and Cecilia twins?
They were.
Okay.
And what was it? Vice?
Vice
Vice
Captain.
Captain?
Yeah, Vice Captain Luisa. Yep.
Who
Okay.
here is from the Protectors of the Onyx Coast? If you want to keep it secret, just send me a message.
When I talked to Kaylin, that was one of the things we were related on, is that we were both from the Onyx Coast.
All right. So you would probably know who Vice Captain Luisa is, unless you are very not in the goings on of that place. She is the vice captain to the high captain, Lao Tzu, the person in charge of the Onyx Coast. She is the one that mans, and you do know this. Not that. The Leviathan flagship of High Captain Lao Tzu. She's the one that, and you know what this is. If you just are even around the Onyx Coast, it is the massive flagship of the Onyx Coast. It is what gives them power. And she is the one in command of it usually, under the high captain. She's the one that usually, I believe, is driving that bitch around.
And that was High Captain Lousy?
Lao Z. I'll give it up.
Lousy.
I'll put it in the chat. Lao Z. Hi, Captain Lao Z. So the Leviathan flagship, and you know this, regardless of anything, Essie, you know that the Leviathan serves as the High Captain's mobile fortress and flagship of the entire Protector fleet. Its imposing fleet is hewn from ancient ironwood, infused with arcane protections against monsters and magics. The deck of it bristles with hydrokinetic cannons powered by an eldritch nexus core in its hold, granting control over wind and wave. At the striking prow shaped into the gaping maw of a sea dragon, the Leviathan can generate crushing tidal waves to devastate enemy squadrons. Hundreds of oars allow swift movement regardless of the sea's winds. With sails unfurled and ripples parting smoothly before its cutting bow, this unstoppable vessel reflects the formidable might of the Onyx Coast when commanded by Lao Tzu's masterful hand and that of his vice captain. That's a lot of power right there.
Yes. Okay. I don't think I need or have any other questions for Edric here, unless anyone else does.
Nope.
No.
Right.
Thank you, old Edric. I appreciate all your help.
Not a problem, my young lad. Thank you. If there's anything else that you could use, you just find me. I'm either here or on the academy groundskeeping.
Well, thank you again, and keep up the good work.
He nods and goes back to kind of messing with stuff behind the cabinet. Old Jimmy Stewart. We cut back to Marcel, who stayed behind in the dining hall.
Yep.
Marcel, what would you like to do?
Yeah, like as we like moving forward, like I see the rest of everybody at the table and everything, and then he gets close to like everybody. I don't know if like they're closer to each other or whatever and shit. But like as we got like this winding down time with everything, he like goes over and he's like to like Jasper and everybody else, and he's like oh, hello everyone. I know we've kind of like introduced each other, like heard each other's names, or like been in the same places, but just wanted to like actually be able to introduce myself and come over and say hi to everyone. Marcel, it's a pleasure to meet you all. And then, like individually say like what's up to like everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like he's like, yeah, I know it's been a weird like first few days. Like, and he's trying to strike up conversation and like holler at everybody and
Kind of trying to break the ice a little bit in this.
yeah, break the ice a little bit. Yeah, it's like
So Garrett doesn't really engage with you, Marcel. He kind of is off kind of doing his own thing. Most of the other students do at least give you an acknowledgement of like, hey, It's good to meet you. I'm Lucia Sunhollow. It's an honor to meet you, sir. Meet you. She kind of stumbles over words. Not sir. Sorry, I didn't mean sir. Mr. No, not Mr. Marcel.
Yes.
It's just
Yes.
Marcel, I guess. I hope that's okay. If there's something you would else like me to call me, just let me know. She immediately is flustered and disengages immediately before you can even talk.
Marcel is fine. Like in my head, I'm imagining like anime runs off into the distance, like
Yeah.
like trail and shit. I'm just like, energy and shit. He's like, but yeah, no, he's just like, yeah, no. Marcel is fun. I mean, yes. Well, just all students in the same house. Gonna be together for a while, so I am. Yeah, I think it's good to try and get to know each other, and at least a bit. At least, in my opinion, everything. I think it's worthwhile to do. Listen, I know. I'm just like talking to people and everything, and yeah, he's just he's talking to everybody. He's just chatting people up. He looks to Jasper. He's like, man. Also, if you don't mind my asking, like, who's your friend under the rage and whatnot? And everything. He'd say to him, like, kind of like over the shoulder, like, in case he it wasn't like trying to like draw attention to it and shit. Like, do a little, like, uh, like a little subtle, like as he's just like talking to everybody, just in case he wasn't like specifically trying to draw attention to it or whatnot, right?
Yeah. Okay. Jasper looks at you and says, and Jasper's kind of got like this. What's the vibe? He's kind of like got that cool guy vibe, in school. Not like he's kind of like calm, cool, collected almost. He doesn't seem to be really rattled all that much. Here, let me give you like a description of him. I don't think I've given Jasper's description. So Jasper is a lean, sandy-haired human boy that has an intelligent glint in his hazel eyes. He seems to have a sense of duty and honor about him. And let's see. Some of this other stuff we'll keep private for now. Yeah. So he's kind of got this cool guy vibe about him. I think we've all kind of met those types of people. But he's not like necessarily super arrogant. He just kind of has like this confidence, cockiness to him that he's kind of giving off that type of vibe. And he looks at you, Marcel, and he's like, "Oh, you mean him?"
Yeah.
He said, "That's Talonclaw, and come on out, Talonclaw, show yourself." And you see this. What you thought originally was like a little lizard come out is actually like a baby dragon, like pretty small. That kind of comes out of its sleeve, and it has wings, and it kind of walks around on all four. It's kind of clinging to Jasper's clothing that he has on, and like hanging out. It's fairly small. It's very young, but he says, "This is Talonclaw. He's my partner."
Amazing. He's adorable, but fierce at the same time.
Yeah, and Talonclaw looks up at you, and he kind of gives you like a little bit of a hesitant sniff, and then like kind of goes back up Jasper's sleeve and says, "He's small now, but eventually big."
Yeah, I can see that.
No point in keeping my bloodline power private. Our abilities in my family help bond us to dragons. I'm bonded to him.
Would I have heard of a family that's specifically like dragon based?
Yeah, you probably would. So first I need to give you a little bit of background on dragons in my world that are just common knowledge, not special
Oh.
knowledge, but
Lord.
dragons in my world, in this world, are not intelligent creatures exactly. They are more wild animal than having intelligence. So while there might be different types of dragons, different, gold, and silver, and metallic, and all those types of things, and they each have their nature does not reflect on their colors at all. They are more like Game of Thrones dragons, where they are, for the most part, wild creatures. But there is one house in,
Many Targaryens.
and not exactly the same. No, the house. One, I don't think dragons in my world necessarily get as big as like a dragon in a Game of Thrones type world, but at least not for a very, very, very long time. But House Blackwell, which is Jasper's house, is from, let me look in Jasper's notes again. Are from the kingdom of Pyraster. Specifically House Blackwell, right? They
Oh, so
are,
then, yeah, I know this one.
yeah, you would definitely know them. They are relatively new into the nobles and scion like houses, right? Like they're in terms of age, they are relatively new. So their bloodline power lets them bind themselves to dragons. You know that at a basic level, which is what Jasper just said. Like, there's no point in keeping that secret because he has it with him. You guys are gonna know anyway. And they don't necessarily have a lot of power yet, and that's because they're relatively new, and therefore the dragons they are bonded to are small and haven't grown to full size yet. They are starting to kind of make waves at home, Marcel, but you would know of them. You know probably a smidge about them, and kind of like they're making a few waves because they're fairly new. It's kind of what you know about them.
Got you. What was the house? Blackwell?
Yep, House Blackwell.
Okay.
And this is Jasper Blackwell.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Next. Family some Blackwells. Once all your dragons are fully grown. It'll be an impressive sight.
Well, that's the hope anyway. That's what my parents want.
What about you?
Yeah. I'm actually kind of the first to get to attend the Royal Academy, so there's a lot riding on me, Marcel. I'm kind of a big deal. No, he doesn't actually say that. but that's kind of the vibe he's giving off. He's that kind of guy that's sitting there talking to you and like snorts, kind of got a thing to do.
Yeah.
Kind of got big, important things to do and being important and stuff.
I got big plans.
Big plans. But he looks at you and says, I'm the first to attend the Royal Academy in the family, and even my bloodline power is still fairly new and learning how to have a strong bond with Talon Claw is Well, they're hoping the academy can help me expand on that here. So, and I also want to expand on it here. Marcel.
I mean, that makes sense.
You told him your last name, didn't you? Did you or did you not?
Yeah, he introduced himself to everybody. Yeah, like
Yeah.
fully.
Yeah. I got you. So he knows who you are. He would definitely know, or at least your house, right? Because Red Wing is from Pyraster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. One of the.
What would you say? I'm gonna leave this up to you, Bigfoot. What would you would Red Wing and them have any type of connection at any? Yeah, I say connection, not like they're related, but like have they had any run-ins? Has there been any major things like that they might know about each other? Like, how well known is Red Wing? No, and I leave it up to you because I like leaving my things up to my players. Like, how well known is Red Wing? Like, how much would they know about you? What would they know about you? Like, can you give me any of that you want to share?
I think, yeah, the my house in the Pyraster Kingdom, the way I was envisioning it and have been like thinking about it, our house is like one of the like, to put it in like I don't know, like Game of Thrones terms or whatever, right? Like if the top house, if like our king is Targaryens, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then Red Wings are one of like Stark
level. Gotcha.
Yeah, they're like Stark level, like one of the high,
like Paramounts, like a
yeah.
Paramount.
We're one of the like tough, like you come to us if you want to get an audience, type shit, and everything, and our domain specifically is like the legalese of shit, and everything, which is what we handle. So it's like, yeah, we're well known throughout the kingdom as like, and everything, and like my family, like, probably my name probably he don't know nothing about me, but he's probably heard of my, he's probably heard of Marcel's dad and his eldest brother.
Okay. We'll talk more after the game and expand on that a little more because I also have some other things I want to ask you. So you talk and kind of get to know some of the other students, but eventually everybody reconvenes. Unless there's something, was there anything very specific you wanted to do, Marcel, with the students? Was there anything you wanted to ask anybody or anything like that?
Not like, there's not. Well, actually, is the who was somebody here knew? I'm not gonna ask her anything specific, but I just want to like clock it, because I forget her name. I'm sorry.
It's Dalen. It's Dalen Woodsoul, who you're thinking of. I know exactly.
Yeah, I want to clock like, how is she like in this moment, like at the table, if she's at our table or if she's at a different table and shit like that. If I see her, and I'm just trying to gauge like where she's at and shit, because I want to, like, when I want to like ask her the question, I want to like, I'm trying to gauge like when I should like, talk to her or like try to ask a bit more about like Kaylin and shit, right?
I got you.
And so
yeah,
just want to get the vibe for her right now.
She's kind of being sort of reserved, not very talkative. Kind of not. She's just kind of being to herself right now. It's kind of like the general vibe with Dalen. On a surface level.
Okay.
All right.
And
okay. Oh, was there something else?
I was gonna ask if I could insight her, but
yeah, go ahead.
So,
yeah, go ahead and roll an insight for me. You want to get a deeper vibe?
Yeah. I got myself as well, because yeah. All right.
Bro, that was almost a 16.
It was almost a lot of numbers. I told you what doesn't like me.
Bro, it was a 16 and literally rolled back. I'm not even kidding you.
It doesn't like me. It doesn't like me. 11.
And a total of 11.
A total of 11. Yes.
On the surface, you know, you're reading some body language. She's got her arms crossed, which is kind of indicative of being, you know, defensive and trying to keep yourself secure and safe, right? I do it a lot myself. She's just kind of being like just reserved, like kind of what you already have, not much deeper than what you can get on the surface.
Yeah. Then yeah, he's just chilling, like you know, talking small, like getting small talk, trying to get to know everybody a little bit, and everything, seeing what's going on and whatnot, and everything. Like everybody like is making their way back in the room.
Yeah, everybody kind of makes their way back into the room, and it is time for your next class. As you all begin making your way down to over to the magical creature studies. You head back out onto the grounds once more, heading to what would be kind of like a stable area. And as you are all kind of walking away, this gigantic large shadow of wings flies overhead. And as you look up into the sky, it dives down immediately toward you all. And that is where we're going to end tonight's D&D session.
Okay, well, we all die.
GG, nice.
Hey, it was nice knowing everyone. Thanks.
Yeah, no, we're dead. It's great.
I
It's
just
great.
No.
finished my backstory.
No, guys, no, you're not gonna die. You think I explained all this for you to die right now? You better not fucking die on me. Thank you for playing, guys. I had fun. We went
Thank
like
you.
with a full bore here. Before we stop the recording, any favorite moments from tonight's games, everybody? Anything you want to mention in the recording for people that you enjoyed specifically?
Honestly, the potion crafting.
I like that we
us
work
rolling.
together.
for it.
Yeah,
yeah.
that
Ear
was
pressure
cool.
rolls are hilarious.
Yeah, I enjoyed the potion thing, and then overall, I just enjoy the banter between people. That's what I like, the role playing and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like talking with I like all the different characters. I like talking with Corvus, and it kills me in my soul, Josh, because like me, the player, want to shake him and just be like, "What the fuck is your thing? Tell me your fucking history, you ass! Like, stop being." Give me all the.
It's day 2, Marcel. I can't. The DM.
I know. Me, the character Marcel is fully like, I get it, 100%. Nah, yeah, for sure. Nah, yeah, nah. You don't got to tell me shit, bro. Like we just met, like 150%. Like keep your, you know, like that's your information. Keep that shit on God and everything. Me, the player is like, bitch, shut up. Stop being mysterious.
Stop being mysterious. So potions. You guys really like the potions, huh? That was kind of cool. I'm glad you guys liked that.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure if you would.
interaction with
Uh,
the rolling and
the-
stuff, because you never know. You maybe we rolled low and it exploded. I get another burnt hand or something.
Lose some fingers, some fingies.
Yeah. So
All
I mean, I was kind of surprised that we all managed to do it correctly.
y'all rolled really well.
Yeah.
Like, I rolled like shit pretty early on. Some ones in there a few
I
times.
think I like rolled like a 23 to pour water in the first go. I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
Um,
that's how you work. I liked the potion shit. I like the memory melon thing. That was fun.
honestly might be one of my favorite parts tonight was the memory melon.
Yeah, that was really fun. I didn't expect to get that. Like, honestly, I just didn't expect to roll a 20 on that. Like for that, it was hilarious.
Yeah, and for anybody that watches the recording and wants to know about the memory melon thing is, or why I gave one of my players like the biggest like, do you want a clue on Kaylin here? Because I'll give it to you. Like, I am a big fan of like the players have an agency, and if they roll really well, being able to get them and let them kind of turn this really awesome thing that maybe wasn't going to be a thing before, but man, Bigfoot really got that fucking roll right there, and it could be a what was it? Not a turning point, but like a big moment in the game that really matters. Like, I want to give them the power and agency to be able to turn that for themselves. If it's a if Bigfoot wanted to be like, you know, he could have been like, all right, Josh, I noticed something that gave me a clue about Kaylin. What was the thing I noticed? I would have come up with something for you. But Bigfoot came up with a really good, it was a good thing for himself with that role, and I think it was really good, and I can't wait to see how that comes up again later on in the game. So that's kind of like, that was that was complete improv, and I really enjoyed where it went. So, I think for any aspiring like DMs out there, you know, trust your players to do really cool shit and give them creative control at times, because it's not necessarily your game, it's our game, you know. So I love moments like that where I was able to do that and give Bigfoot really the whole steering wheel there for a minute on what he wanted to do with that role.
I did like hearing what everybody was gonna eat, because it kind of like kind of gives you a vision of how the characters are and their personalities and such.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike Essie, he just eats everything. So, you know,
He just kind of goes for it.
just goes for it. Yeah.
I want to be clear. Y'all are talking about this like I got 2 main course meals and side dishes for my character. To be clear.
Yeah, I did notice that, but
To be clear.
because I was thinking, I was like, because from your picture, you're kind of like a slim, right?
I'm slim and
Because my first thought was like, man, this guy has a fucking good metabolism, or you know what I mean?
puberty will do that. You know, when you're fucking 13, 14, puberty will fuck you up. Like, I ate people out of house and home in that era. Like, my mom hated me. At the time, my mama, she hated me eating.
Damn, I didn't eat enough. I didn't get to your height. It's fucked.
Should ate more.
Yeah, should've.
I like the story of the Moonstones as well. Getting more information on those.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Goddamn Infinity Stones.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Any hopes and wishes for the next session, guys? Anything that, like, what would you like to explore kind of next? I know you guys are continuing the investigation with Kaylin and still attending classes, but is there anything else that you would wish that you could do more of, or see more of, or do more of in the next session? That would really help me as the DM kind of plan out for the next session if there's anything specific that you guys want to do or wish for in the future games.
Well, I would like, but that's also planned according to the schedule, to have more, like a certain time of pre-roam.
Yes, that is
Action
built into the
to-
schedule.
Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, it's already in there. So,
Mm-hmm.
but that's something.
Nothing like specific. I'm pretty cool with just moving through it and organically going through the classes. Like, I have personal like things for that Marcelo like wants to get to and whatnot. People he wants to talk to, like I was saying and shit, but that's more of a like actual like timing thing within, you know,
I gotcha.
in game, like figuring out the best time to broach the subject.
All right.
I'm just here for combat. So as soon as we get to combat, I'm letting that staff fly.
See, I don't buy that one because you did some great role playing at times here that I really enjoyed personally, along with like the potion crafting and stuff like that. And you're like, I know you're like out here for the combat, but man, you're good at the other shit too that I really enjoy personally, man.
Yeah,
I just want to
that's
say
what
that.
I'm saying. Yeah, I like the whole like. I know we're like, cause I'm new to this too, and we're all like, kind of. I don't know if anybody else has played D&D with each other yet, but yeah, like getting the vibe for like how far we get into the role play and stuff.
Mhm.
So that's what I kind of want to do is a more role play stuff, and yeah, I mean I'm not saying that I don't enjoy it. I like it.
No,
Everything
I
that
got you.
we've done so far, it's I've liked it. It's just yeah, I'm as soon as combat gets here, I'm ready to fight. That's all I'm
Nah,
saying.
I got you, brother. I just
Yeah.
wanted to say you're great at that other shit. Is all, man. I'm just giving you compliments over here. I love watching you
Yeah.
roleplay.
I would
Okay.
also like to have more roleplay moments, but it wouldn't make sense at the moment for the character. So, which is
I
like
get
we
you.
just know each other for a few days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just try
This is
to
my
I just
whole
try to
backstory,
kind of
This is me. Like doesn't
Yeah,
make sense.
it's like an interesting dive because it's like um it's like a funny thing depending on how like what type of character you're playing, right? Because it's like
yeah.
my character is like I made him to be like a super like, outgoing, like extroverted dude who is like
Yeah.
constantly trying to like talk to people and be like, hey, what's good? What y'all want to
That,
do? Like,
and that's what's cool about the role playing thing because we get to gauge what like the characters whole vibe like that's what I was getting from today from your character is that he's like more like extroverted, I guess the word is, right? And
mhm.
just puts himself out there. Unlike Cresslin, who's more, uh
Introverted.
introverted, yeah. And
Yeah.
then I don't know,
But I
I
think
kinda
I think in
can't.
this episode that you could kind of see like she's a little bit more. She's warming up to that idea.
Yeah, I did notice
Mhm.
that, yeah.
I mean, shit. I was
Like bringing
surprised
out
when
the
I was
spell
able
a
to
little
guide you.
bit. Yeah, that was surprising actually.
Oh,
What
shucks.
was?
When you let me use guidance
Oh, guidance. Yeah.
and everything, but yeah, it is. Yeah, it's very yeah, like because we all like all of our characters have different personalities, different things, histories that each other don't know, and shit like that, right? So it's like, which we still haven't like. It's like I said, it's day two. Like we've known each other
Yeah,
a day and a half
yeah.
conservatively, so it's rightfully so. We don't really know each other really, like and everything. We're just like in that fucked up way. We're the group that like got trauma bonded together, and so we're just kind of like sticking together.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're all Essie's friends, so I don't know.
The loud one.
Uh,
The loud one.
Yeah, I see the
Kreslin,
loud one.
over here.
Now we know who not to tell a secret to right away, because you know.
All right, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the recording here. Thank you to my lovely players for playing fucking D&D with me every week. It's so much fun.
oh, thanks for being there, man.
Thank you.
Honestly,
Thank
I
you.
think as a DM, I am. This is gonna be one of those few times where I brag on myself. Like I feel like I'm really in the zone, and I think the players are helping a lot with that. Me maintaining being in the zone, and I think they really do help me be the best DM I can be. Because like every week I look forward to it. I don't stress it. I used to stress when I would D&D because I want everybody to have a good time. Here I'm not stressing it because everybody's having a good time. I can see them having a good time, and I'm just more confident in myself as a DM at the moment. So it's really helping me get to kind of explore those many faces I get to wear in D&D, which is hero and villain and coward and all those things that I get to be as well. So thank you to all my players. I love you guys. Thank you for letting us play every week and being here. And out there, guys, out there, let me say this for anybody out there that watches this and maybe you just need to hear it for us a little bit today. Which is, I'm going to say, you know, if you're out there and you need to hear it, try to love yourselves, guys. Try not to be defined by your failures or not being where you need to be in your life or any of that heavy shit that kind of comes with it. Like, learn to forgive yourself, learn to love yourself, and just keep moving forward with it, man. Like, keep having fun out there. And I know days aren't always easy, so just keep walking, and it'll be worth it. You'll figure it out, and yeah, just learn to love yourselves and forgive yourselves. So till next time that we play, which will hopefully be next week, we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.